Hi.
Welcome back. It's been a while. Well, about a week to be precise, but
Been
still.
a while. Come and listen.
Stay a while and listen.
Stay a while.
For some reason, I was going to sing that to Staying Alive. Stay a while. Stay a while. It's terrible. I love it. Welcome back to the Stormy Dragon Tavern. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons. This is the Trials of the Xel'nari. We have just exited from our Christmas escapade, where things did not go quite according to plan. But then again, no one really knew what the plan was.
There was a
Definitely
plan.
had a plan.
There
Went
was a plan.
sideways.
There
was no plan. That's a lie.
There was explosions. There was nomicide. There was Christmas jaunts.
And sick
Terrible
loot.
puns aplenty. Yes, and sick loot. Almost like a Christmas present.
There was a huge lie. That was fun.
There was a gigantic fly. Fly has gone bigger than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
literally.
But now the party has resurfaced and hoping to pick up the trail of Thimbulfingers. Their witnesses have seemingly disappeared, leaving a suspect in captivity, but with nothing to truly hold him by.
Yeah, and he just got punched in the face. This could end
It
bad.
did just get punched in the face.
He's not going to be
But
happy.
the bard himself, Thimbulfingers, is still at large, with no knowledge of his actual whereabouts, or where he is going from here. As the party steps up from the beanstalk in the ground, they find themselves in darkness. Seems it is still nighttime.
How long were we down there? I swear it wasn't this long.
No, it has been several hours, and our chase did begin in the mid to late afternoon. This makes an unfortunate amount of sense.
Duh. I think it was actually early evening when we started the chase.
I don't remember.
Well, we have 10 blind gnomes that need sanctuary,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and they should be our immediate priority, as everybody is asleep.
Do you think they will be able to stay at the guard towers, or?
I don't know if the guards will want them unless they're actually criminals, and seeing they were held against their will and forced to work. No, they're not criminals.
No, I meant they have place to sleep.
Being a savvy city being as I am, would I have seen like a refugee boarding house somewhere, like an establishment in the city, or no?
There would definitely be boarding houses or long stays,
Or like
homes
hostels?
for merchants that set up in town for quite some time, rather than the taverns for 1 or 2 nights. They wouldn't be for refugees though; they would be for paying customers.
And how much do I think it would cost to put up 10 people?
It would probably, well, depending on how long it would be, you'd be estimating 10 or more silver.
Oof, that's money.
Is that each or for the lot of them?
All 10?
It'd be a silver each.
Okay.
And that would probably put them up for a few days.
That's not bad.
That's not as bad, no.
It seems like a valid option, and
I have 3 silvers and 9 coppers
total?
in total.
Where's all your money gone?
Oh, I
I
don't have
never had
any.
money.
Okay.
Wait. She puts down her satchel, starts delving down to the bottom. No, that's ball bearing. Never mind.
All right, gnome friends.
I believe Sam has most of your coin.
Okay.
Sam has a lot of money. money. Yeah.
At 10 gold, 12 silver.
Actually, oh yeah, that's fair.
Hmm.
Grog.
Well-
Grog. My bad.
But yeah, Grog has most of your money.
He has all my money.
Well then, gnome friends, everybody hold hands, form a line, single file. We're going to lead you through the streets to somewhere to stay for the night.
Right. Ma'am?
Yes.
Questioningly.
Right, I believe I saw an adequate boarding house 5-10 blocks from here. It's a good thing we've all warmed up. Time for a nice nighttime stroll. And I will lead people off into the dark, providing light from the tip of my wand. And while we're going, I'm going to use this moment of relative quiet in the city to just pay closer attention to the kinds of establishments there are on the route we take, just to have access to that information without also having to worry about not being robbed or being knocked about. It's a good time to
You know how to move through a city without being robbed. It's not your first time.
But still, I'm using the fact that it's quiet to let most of my focus shift to just learning getting a better idea of the specific lay of the land of the parts of the city we're going through.
And Storm's gonna keep Scout ahead. So she's gonna be doing active checks. Also, thank you for the follow. The person that followed. I don't actually know how to say their name.
Let's have a look. I don't know.
It's okay.
I can see it on my end. It's okay.
And thank you for the
Lil
follow.
Axed is Doc.
Relax the
Anyway.
stock.
We'll go with it.
Close enough.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I guess that means I need to do a chickity checky roo.
Oh yeah, dice.
Yes.
Hello, dice.
Perception check. Is that a 6? No, it's 9. The glare on that is a bit uncomfortable.
And what exactly are you looking out for?
Just oh, that's not what I wanted. Just suspicious characters, anyone that looks like they might be paying too much attention to us.
As you make your way through the streets, they are, at least in this particular part of the streets, quite empty.
That
most
I think comes to 19, but I'll double check.
Okay. Most people who are in the alleyways that you are currently in, because you are in the back streets, slink away from your large group
17.
rather than staying out in the light. They like to hide to the shadows, so almost all of them seem dodgy in some regard. But seeing your large group moving together, they are definitely thinking best to get out of the way.
Okay, so no one paying too much extra attention to us and following us, or
No one following you, as far as you can tell. But people are definitely paying attention to you. You're a large group at like possibly 2-3 a.m. in the morning, moving through the back streets of town. Something's going down, is what they're thinking.
fair enough. Yeah, okay.
Oh, we're gonna go and shank somebody is what they're thinking.
That's what they're probably concerned about. Yes.
So they're like, let's stay out of the way of the shanking. We don't want to be shank. I don't know. I was trying to shank accepted, into shanked. Anyway, I tried.
Shankception.
I tried. I failed. Moving on. Anyway.
Alright, you make your way through town, heading to the nearest boarding house. The one thing you notice when you get to it is there's no signs or anything outside or naming it. Doesn't seem to have any labels or anything. It's just a large long hall, and when you step inside, there is a small entrance hall with a small fire going in the corner. The place smells a bit musky and a little bit damp, even with the fire going. And you can see through the archway at the end of the small entrance hall, there is a long corridor with dozens of rooms off to either side, and there's a small staircase off to the side that leads up to a second and third floor, which you imagine looks pretty much the same as it. So the place seems to be designed to just have tons and tons of rooms. Probably not to a very high standard.
So nothing fancy, but it's probably better than the conditions these gnomes have been kept in underground.
Well, they also
Yes.
can't see it, so, you know.
A bed is a bed.
Is there someone manning a desk to receive us?
No, the entrance hall is actually empty at the moment.
Oh!
There is a small desk to the side, but it seems unattended currently.
Hello?
Is
Is
there
like a
anybody here?
Bell or a button.
There is a small bell, yes.
Ring, 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 ring.
At first you hear nothing, and after a few moments you hear a small creak coming down the stairs as a small lady. She seems small, and you almost at first think that she might be either a gnome or a halfling, but her features do not match that of a gnome or halfling. She seems to be just a very small human. And as she jumps the last few steps, she turns to you and goes, "Ah, dearies, how may I assist you? Are you looking for..." And looks over your group. "Oh, a number of rooms, I assume."
Uh,
Thank you.
before I engage in conversation, can I make an interject just to get the general vibe of this lady before I overshare? I want to tell her too many details and then find that she's sold these gnomes into slavery.
We freed the gnomes from slavery to put them into new slavery.
I don't know!
Yay!
That is unfortunately only a 9.
Okay. As she steps forward more into the light of the fire, you can see that she is small. She is quite old, probably in her 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Her hair is greyed and down past her shoulders. The apron that she wears on her seems to be covered in grease and muck. She clearly works quite hard and probably doesn't have enough time to wash it. She seems friendly in her face, though, and her demeanor.
Let's go with the official line.
Jesus Christ.
Good evening, madam. We apologize for the lateness of the hour. We're here on behalf of the Xel'nari and would like to acquire 10 rooms in which to board our associates.
Xel'nari, haven't had your folk through here. What brings you to my humble abode?
That's classified.
Storm's gonna elbow Kovac and be like, Kovac, is it safe to leave them in rooms by themselves? Shouldn't they bunk up so they can look after each other? They are blind, you know.
Yes, but they're only single occupancy rooms.
Are they? Do we know that?
It seems that way.
But okay, I trust you. I don't understand this place.
Have you got any rooms designed to accommodate more than one at a time?
Oh, yes, of course. We've got a few rooms upstairs for 7 or 8.
7 or 8, okay.
Is it possible you could bring extra beds to this big room so that they can all stay together?
She looks over the group and she goes, "Judging by their size, I'm sure we can accommodate."
Ah, of course. The beds are human size, and they are small. So if we go, if we assume 8 beds, 2 gnomes to a bed, 3 extra. Could we stay here as well?
If you need to, dear, I thought you'd be all staying. How long will the stay be?
Well, the four of us will just be here for the one night. These additional 10 may be here for several until we can find a more permanent solution for them.
Very well. Let's see what I've got available. She waddles her way over onto her desk, lifts herself up a little stool up onto her desk, to the side of her desk, and looks for her book. I've got housing available for at least another week. I am expecting a large group of merchants through soon, and they have got pre-bookings, so they will unfortunately take up the rest of the spaces.
May we pay you for 2 nights, but ask that you hold the rooms for the entirety of the time? If we need to pay you more to extend the stay, then we will.
Of course, dearie. And what name shall I put it under?
You can put it under my name if you like.
Yes. Put it under Storm of the Xel'nari.
Very well.
Accurate.
Sure, absolutely. It would be 10 silver, dearie.
Okay.
Oh, don't look at me. She is
I
paying.
will produce a gold piece and place it on the
She
table.
picks it up, looks it over closely for a moment, and then bites onto it. Very good. Enjoy your stay. I'll take you up to your room right now, and she hands you a silver key.
We have 3 hydrates, by the way. Have fun, guys.
Oh, God damn it.
I
you
drank
can
one
thank
of
the
them.
mighty Grey for that, the almighty Grey.
Right.
I will thank the mighty Grey. Not today, but one day.
Look,
He
we can
says
just get
ominously.
revenge by making sure everyone follows him and gives him love, and redeem on his channel that makes him say good things about himself.
Well, you know, guys, you could save your coins and save them up for rerolls, which we desperately need.
Uh-huh.
But
I
apparently
don't
the
think Grey's gonna
hydrate
do that.
floor is, yeah, exactly.
Grey's a one-man army, and he will hydrate the nation. She leads you upstairs to the 3rd floor. The smell of dampness is just as prevalent throughout the whole building. You get the idea that she probably runs this entire place by herself, and so looks after all of the rooms by herself as well, and it's probably way too much work for just her to do. She leads you down the corridor to about halfway before stopping before a large oak door, and offers you the key. Here you are, Therese.
Thank you very much.
And she looks over at Thalai. He may have a bit of problem. The beds are not the largest.
Oh, they're not for me. They're for these guys.
No, we're staying here too, Thalai.
Well, suits yourselves. If you need anything, I'll be about. Just give a shout. My name is Lynn.
Lynn, a pleasure.
Breakfast will be provided in the morning downstairs if you wish to attend, though there is not always enough for everyone. So I suggest getting in early.
All right. Thank you very much.
And with that, she...
Oh, actually, what? I'll hand the key to Thalai, and I'll follow her away and ask her a question quietly.
Mhm.
Would you by any chance have any spare clay urns of oil that you aren't using?
And, yes, I have a number for the lamps.
May I have one, please? I will reimburse you for it.
Oh, don't be silly, dearie. Come with me. And she leads you down to, back down to the ground floor, and behind her desk there was another door that you almost missed. It was hidden behind a clutter of boxes and crates. Opens it up, and it seems to be a storeroom, where she shoves aside several lanterns and pulls out a clay urn with, it's about half full of oil.
Okay.
And hands it to you.
Thank you very much.
In the background,
my pleasure.
Storm says to Thalai, "Does she not know that I also have oil? I don't need it anymore. It's not like I need my lantern. I can see in the dark now."
Can you see colors?
No. What do you need colors for?
For many things, colors are important. Colors help us designate whether a flower that looks the same as another flower is safe to consume and look at, or something that will spray poisonous fumes at you or kill you if you eat it.
I just lick them. It kind of tells you the same result, you know?
Yes, but then you're killing yourself if you lick that flower, aren't you?
I'm sure it will be fine. You lick it, you build immunity, you get stronger.
No, that's not how it works with the flowers that I was specifically thinking of. One will
Oh.
kill you, one looks nice.
No, I think one day I will be strong enough after licking all of the flowers not to be poisoned by them.
Nope, that's not how it works.
At this point, I reapproach the group and say, "What storm licking?"
Flowers.
She thinks if you keep on licking poisonous flowers that you'll build immunity to flowers.
Storm, that is objectively false. Shall we?
No, it's not. It hasn't
Are you
killed me
cane
yet.
powder?
Haven't you
You haven't
noticed I licked all of the flowers that I did for all of the crowns in the past?
Duh, but none of them were poisonous.
True, but I
No.
learned by licking them.
Well, one of them was hazardous. Did you smell her? Did you smell her gas the day after? It wasn't pleasant.
Well,
I don't
no,
know
I
what
kept away-
you're talking about.
No, that I got told about it because that was the day when I was doing a shift in the forge.
You were the lucky one in that situation.
It was pretty hilarious, you know?
Right, let's go inside and get these gnomes settled in. Open the door. Basically, lead a pair each by the hand to a bed and go, "Here's where you're staying. Get settled in."
So inside are 8 beds. They are stacked 2 high, so
Mhm.
bunks, and just 2 to either side. The room itself is quite tight. It is basically enough room for you to move down the aisle to your bed and either climb up onto the bunk or slide into the bunk at the end. There is a small chest at the end of the room, just under the windowsill.
Thalai pokes his head in the room and goes, "I'll wait out here."
Sitting on the windowsill is a small candle. Other than that, though, there are some very basic grey blankets and some scratchy pillows, and that is pretty much all there is in the room. It is very meager accommodation.
Storm's gonna help all of the gnomes into their beds. And help them get situated.
One of them peps up as you are finalizing getting them all in. What's your intentions with us after this?
That's not a me question, that is a Covet question. But, is there anything you would like to do?
Ideally, I'd like to get back to my people.
Your people? Where are your people from? Where are you from?
Well, a lot of us are from all over.
I don't know if we have a way to get you home. There is many of you and only few of us.
Right, everybody, tell me your town names and regions. I will put in an inquiry. This is a trade hub in which you have found yourself. There are many caravans going hither and yon. I'm sure in the morning we can talk to some merchants and arrange a passage back to your homes.
Corvec, maybe before that they can at least put a statement in at the guard tower the guard post to let them know that we weren't just running around chasing blind geese.
Yes, of course.
I think they could at least put a statement saying what was going on underneath the town.
Indeed, and we will also have to report a large cavernous hole in a back alley upon our arrival to the outpost. But yes, just please inform me of all your homes, and I will set to work locating passage for you back to your homes once I need to do your passage.
Yeah, bit by bit, they each go through giving you details of their names and locations. It seems that several are from similar towns, but they are spread out quite far.
Right.
Storm is going to chat to one of them, or whichever one talked to her,
Mhm.
I guess. So, if you don't mind me asking, how is it that you all became blind? I presume you were not as such before?
I became blind. I've been down there for about 20 years in that low light. It's destroyed my eyesight. Some of them, though, well, the master was secretive about his plans, and his mages did experiments on some of us.
That sounds awful.
They didn't want us to be able to leave.
Well, sucks to be them. We won. Ha 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 ha. But
We are
also,
very grateful for your assistance.
I'm very sorry about your eyes. Hopefully you still have people that remember you back at your home. That would be nice, I think.
I am hopeful that there's one or two family back there, but I'll mostly just be happy to be free of that place.
That is fair. You were there a long time. That doesn't look like a fun place to be for a long time like this.
No, they've been gathering their resources for some time.
Since we are here with them properly in earnest, I'm going to pull out from the bag of holding. Just in case they don't feel like going downstairs and getting breakfast, I'll give each of them 5 days rations from the bag, which brings our supplies down from 60 to 10. But, it was probably their food to begin with, so that's fine.
This is true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'll just give them each some food in a little packets or things that I assume that the food was kept in the first place.
Little, like,
And just say,
paper baggies.
yes. So they won't starve either. And you know what? Screw it. I'll give each of them a silver piece.
Wow,
Just 'cause,
Kobo's being generous.
These are these are basically like long-term prisoners who are seeking asylum. Kobo may not seem to have empathy, but these people have nothing. They have literally nothing.
They've literally just got the clothes on their back.
Yeah. And now...
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's surprising that she was willing to part with so much coin, since she needs it so thoroughly.
It's 1 gold piece spread over all of them, and a silver can be useful in small scale, and we're coming back.
They're each now richer than Storm.
A silver piece can go a long way.
Yeah. No, like
they don't have to live exquisitely.
Yeah, just in case. And I imagine we might be able to persuade the guards to chip in to pay their way back home. I'm sure there's a fund for that. I hope.
All right.
Or we could send word to the Xel'nari and they could send someone to assist.
That might take a while.
True.
Did we have anything else to do here before we depart?
I don't know. I could play the bagpipes.
No.
Okay. Then no, I don't have anything to do. Brow.
Very well. Where are you staying? Are you staying in the room for the night, or?
We need to report what happened to the guard captain, so we can either go back there, report in, and stay in their barracks again, or go and report and then come back.
Storm, in the meantime, has just pulled out her water skin and is slowly squeezing it out the top.
Squeezing out the custard.
Yep. She is squeezing out the custard. Squeezy.
Oh god, I feel about that. It looks gross. That looks gross. Well, regardless, I am staying at the guard tower after this because I mean fitting in there.
Yes, good point. Let's stay at the keep. Seems
Right.
more roomy.
You make your way back downstairs and out into the streets again.
I'm
One thing
upstairs
I
here,
want to do
I think.
before we get there,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to find an open square
Mm-hmm.
that contains a well in the center of it.
Yep, there are a number of them. There's
Okay,
one back where you were, in fact.
that's fine. Just one on the way.
Yep.
I'm gonna get.
The closest one would actually be out the front of the Guards Keep itself.
Okay. Oh, actually, no, that wouldn't go well. Oh, that's fine. I'll give it a shot. I'm going to fill the bucket and put it down next to the well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to find. Well, it is like stone or like dirt floor out around this area.
That's a paved area, so it is
Okay,
stone.
paved area. I'm going to take out the clay urn of oil. I'm going to put it down on the ground, and I'm going to aim about. I'm going to step back. I'm going to put the oil down in front of me. Take a further 10 feet step back.
Mm-hmm.
Look out, and I'm going to cast catapult
Okay.
on the urn, and I'm intending to shoot it about 10 feet shy of where the bucket is. However, I'm changing the damage type from bludgeoning to fire.
Okay.
I want to know if I can use urns of oil as ammunition and be able to have the damage simultaneously ignite the oil as it impacts.
Small fun
Yeah.
fact, the water won't put out the fire made by oil.
Good point. Regardless, it's fine.
it'll make,
Too
it,
late. I was
it'll
to
make
say,
it worse.
It's too late now.
You need a blanket.
That's okay.
Blanket or sand
Or
or
sand.
dirt.
Kovac is already fired. Roll me a d20, please.
Oh
Okay.
no.
I didn't think that far ahead as a player.
Add your magic attack, as if you're doing a ranged attack for it,
Spend-
even though it is meant to be a save for catapult.
Spent plenty of
15.
time working in a kitchen. I'm
Right.
Oh, back.
You hit your mark square on.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the shattering of the jar, and the jar ignites itself as it goes through the air. And as soon as the jar ignites and shatters open, the oil mixing with the water, there is a small fireball rising up from the bucket as it ignites.
I wasn't aiming at the bucket. I was aiming like 10 feet to the right of the bucket,
Oh, okay.
with the intent of using the bucket after the fact to potentially douse it if need be. But I, as a player, didn't fully put together the
You
oil
can
wouldn't.
smother it.
Yes, I can smother it. So
You can use the bucket.
I was just hoping.
So yes, it crashes to the ground, and the oil does stay lit.
Oh.
So it does ignite the oil.
Well, Storm, that is useful information for later.
Are you going to put that out?
Yes, of course I am. I'm going to approach and I'll get there. I'm going to pick up the bucket and go. Wait, no. Put it down,
Now I really wish you didn't tell.
and then I will use.
Would have burnt off her eyebrows.
And then I will use prestidigitation to extinguish the flames.
She doesn't have much hair anyway, so
It's just like eyebrows and mohawk.
yeah.
So I will extinguish it gradually with a few castings of prestidigitation. And then
Susan's
I'll-
gonna be a little
Mhm.
shit for a little while and like be making them bigger again with her elemental ability. Because it's the equivalent of your prestidigitation. But you probably notice real quick.
It's,
You've accidentally created Greek fire. No, it's just storm.
So you're like, why is it? And she's just like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
no, mine's working. It's then just coming back down, and I just cast like a withering stare over my shoulder in your direction.
What did I miss?
It worked.
And the fire?
Is under control as long as Storm stops feeding it with her magic.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, Storm, look, a butterfly.
Oh, where? Wait, it's too
And then
dark for that. Where is it?
I probably do it.
And she just wanders off into a corner trying to find the supposed butterfly.
Okay, now that I, as a player, know that will work, let's go inside.
That's...
You make your way to the guard keep.
When we're at the front of the guard keep, Storm will turn to the party. Actually, I don't think I feel very good about leaving the gnomes all by themselves. I might go back and stay with them to make sure they are okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I can sleep on the floor. It should be fine.
Alright, well, take Sam with you.
Oh, I don't think Sam likes to sleep in crowded place.
Well, it's not
Fine,
good for
I'll
you.
deal with it.
Besides, it's not good for you to go by yourself when there's somebody at large that actually wants to kill us.
I'm not by myself. I will be with 10 gnome.
No,
10
but you're
blind
going to be walking... Yeah, and also they're blind. And not fighters.
Oh, true. But that's okay. That's what I'm there for. I can fight. I can do wah and whoo.
You're taking Sam with you to keep you safe. Korvik and I are together at the guard tower. You and Sam are safe together at the boarding house.
Fine.
Safety in numbers.
Okay. Hey, Sam, you want to piggyback? I ran really fast. Ash.
No, I'll just walk if that's okay.
But you're so slow. Fine.
He gives you a greasy look before flipping out some pocket bacon and just...
Who's that, me or...
Sam.
No, Sam gives Storm a greasy look because she called him slow. I have 40-foot movement speed, okay? His is 20 or 25.
Deal with it.
It's like girlfriend steps, you know? They're teeny tiny, and then mine are like big.
Yeah, but he can dash as a bonus action, and
No,
I
he can't.
think...
He's only one level dip.
Oh, he's not. He can't do that. Okay.
Needs another level still. Fair enough. You make your way to the guard keep. The guard on duty sees you both approaching, looks to the other guard quickly, and then rushes inside suddenly.
Oh no.
Excuse me?
Then, a few moments later, as you're still approaching, you make it to the gate, to the keep itself, and Captain Reese, who seems like he has just been awoken, is grumbling as he makes his way out of the gate. He is not in his usual uniform. He seems to just be in robes that he would probably be sleeping in. So he's definitely been roused from his sleep. And he looks you over and just, what the... Huh? The devil are you guys doing here? I thought you left almost a week ago.
Wait, what?
Oh, no.
Is he back?
What?
Oh, dearie me. We, okay.
Oh,
Long story short, we entered, based on this demonstration of observable time dilation, we have just spent, by your approximation, a week in an alternate dimension that was accessible via a crack in the ground created by an unusual magic man we encountered while chasing down our foes.
Roll me persuasion with disadvantage.
Oh, I wouldn't have it any other way. One of those rolls was a natural 20.
Oh.
what's the other roll? The one that
10.
matters?
Flat 10 is what
I mean,
you
that's
get
not
from
so
me.
bad.
He just kind of sits there for a moment. His tongue flicks out for a second. And... So, in other words, you've lost him.
Yes, but we stopped.
Let's think for a moment I believe any of that tribe. So, you don't know we found the bodies of the guards.
No.
No.
You don't know that we had to set that bloody fool free because the merchant guilds got involved.
No.
No.
Well, at least I can set you on the right path. I assume your business here will be done.
Quite soon, yes.
Well, he's headed north, based on the information that we've managed to gather, though we don't know exactly where. Probably one of those 2 locations you marked on the map.
Indeed. So, wait, so he's saying that the man that we arrested but couldn't convict is also traveling north?
No.
No, he's
got
been
let
set
go.
free.
Okay,
He's still in
but
the city.
But Thimbulfingers is going.
Thimbulfingers is traveling north. Okay,
At least that's what information they have managed to gather is leading them to believe.
right. We are in a spot of bother, if that is the case. However, we have had our own predicament that does warrant your attention, if that is okay, given the late hour.
I gathered something would be up for you to be gone for a week.
Well, to us, it was only 8
A few hours? Yes.
8 hours at most.
Regardless of whether or not you believe us about where we've been, where we have been has yielded people. We traveled to a location in which people were being kept prisoner, and as part of our investigation of this place, we were able to free 10 of them. We have...
At this, he actually interrupts you and he's like, "Sir, you got involved in town business and freed some slaves from enslavers. Look, I told you not to involve yourself, but I appreciate the effort at least."
I don't believe this was town business.
This was not town business. This was... If it involved a pocket dimension that has a different time, then that means that it would be outside of town business. Regardless,
Look,
slave
you
labor...
use whatever excuse you want to exempt yourself from the rules, but I'm actually thanking you. If you've managed to put a stop to some slaving, then that's good for me.
Okay. Regardless, they're involved in the works of summoning some kind of demon, so that thing's dead.
And we have put them up in accommodations at
Insert name.
boarding house a few blocks from here. I'll give him like the address and say,
Yeah, there was no name for it, remember.
but I would know like the name of the adjacent streets and things.
Well, what was the
So-
lady's name? Lilia?
Lynn, right?
Lynn.
Yeah.
Lynn's boarding house is probably sufficient.
Indeed. We were hoping that they could travel home to the various towns and villages. I'll show him my notes on their names and their homes and say, just at a glance, how much do you think it would cost to hire merchants to transport them back to their various homes?
Just glances over for a moment. Yes. Some of these are neighbouring towns, but some of these are pretty far out. These few here would only be about 5 silver, but that one there is looking at about a gold's worth of travel.
They are handy with their hands, though unfortunately they were blinded as part of their mistreatment. So they might be able to do at least some work for the
Indeed.
caravans, if just nothing that involves sight.
Laundering clothes, chopping of vegetables.
They might
things
be
like
able
that.
to work their way if they could just get on the right path.
Well, I'm sure we can work something out with them. I'll send my 2IC in to have a chat with them tomorrow then. If they're with Lynn, they're in good hands anyway. She'll take care of them.
Excellent.
So, I take it you'll be moving on then.
Yes.
I
guess sleep first, though.
I don't have to roll an insight check to know that he does not want us to stay here. I can tell abundantly. He's just like, all right, are you going now then? So yes, we also acquired our own accommodations with Lynn.
I just look at Kovac with like a murderous expression of, "What do you mean? I can't sleep in there. I am too big."
And I will give you a look back of, hey, we're clearly not welcome here, are we? We are glad to have been able to report in and ascertain how long it is that we've been gone, as we were not aware. Thank you for your the Xel'nari thanks you for your cooperation in this investigation, and we may very well pass through here again on our return trip. Thank you for your time.
Pleasure's all mine. Just next time, if you're going to conduct any kind of authority here, get the right paperwork sorted.
Oh no. He looked at my roots. My forgery.
Yeah.
I will just maintain a perfectly blank expression and say, good night.
Well, Kulvek, if the person is gone, I am going to find an inn because I cannot fit there. I will meet you there in the morning.
Oh,
I physically
hold on.
cannot fit in that room.
Yes, I don't think my magic can make you small for
No.
any more than a minute.
No. I mean, unless you want to split a room between us, because I don't think there'd really be room for two of us in there.
I've spent enough money for one day. I'm sure
I can.
they can make room
I'm
for me.
sure I can get a shared room for a silver somewhere, at least. Look, it's that, or I grab the horse and I meet you outside of town. I set up a tent and sleep outside the city.
Okay, I'll stay with you.
Thank you.
I'll find us somewhere near the boarding house with more spacious accommodation.
Thank you. And for your comfort, I will wear clothes for sleep.
Thank you.
A week!
A week, Ash!
I did say it was like a Fey dimension.
I had a feeling.
And I did say that I was like, I wonder how much time we'll lose.
Oh.
Don't mess with the Fae. Fae will mess with you back.
We didn't want to mess with the Fae!
They pulled us into a flippin' Christmas hole.
It was their fucking thing. What do we get out of it? What a hurt.
I mean, actually, we got quite a lot
That's
out
going to
of
have some
this.
pretty decent items.
I got custard.
Sure, that's all you care about. Not two badass claws that make you awesome.
Custard.
Okay. To the nearby tavern with larger beds.
I broke the DM.
Oh no, Ash!
This fucking custard.
That's actually my fault. I believe it was the custard. I'm not sorry.
It was.
Oh, yes. The wild river custard, the best kind.
Look, it's actually entirely Kovek's fault because
You have the mixed wine.
Yes, Kovek
The
made
mixed wine.
mixed wine in her in her water skin, so Storm got the idea. Oh, well, I guess that's what it's for, carrying extraneous liquids.
So you never washed that out properly, so it's now slightly alcoholic river custard.
What?
My
No,
water
no,
skin
no.
was the wine. Hers was
okay.
Mine had water in it up until I filled it with custard instead of water. I emptied out the water and then put custard in it.
I would love it if this river of custard was coming from like an extra dimensional tear, and that there is in fact a custard plane.
Oh yes, the plane of custard.
The custard plane sounds amazing.
All you're reminding me of is the first Order of the Stick skit where the elf wizard gets banished to what turns out to be the plane of relish. That's all you're reminding me of is that.
Well, if there's a plane of relish, there must be a plane of custard. It's only fair.
I really want custard now. I'm very disappointed in
Me
you.
too! I really want to.
Ash, I did want to ask. We left our horses with the guards, didn't we?
Correct, you did.
Then I will get those horses and bring them to the tavern/inn with us, so they're stabling there instead.
Yes, there is an attached stables at the halfway house for you to put them in.
Yeah.
So we'll find somewhere that isn't the boarding house that has bigger beds for Thalai. And the two of us are going to share a room and stay with the horses.
The closest one would be the Emerald Centipede.
Allow me to check my notes on the condition of the Emerald Centipede. I seem to
Goddamn
recall.
custom.
Emerald Centipede. Dead camel, no. Wild quill. I took notes. Where's my Emerald Centipede? Ooh, it is staffed by Erin, the bouncy tavern lass. Is all that I have in my notes.
Oh wait, what happened to our friend? What's his name?
Thog.
Dog.
He's been unpaid for a week. Perhaps he
You don't know.
sought other employment, and you don't know that any time.
Yeah, you don't know he's gone. Yeah.
What's expected?
I paid him enough to last longer than a week.
Did you?
But the thing is, as well, we've also gone. He might have just assumed that we'd left him.
Yeah. Because we forgot to bring him along on the Christmas adventure. He was.
Look,
He's
it was
been here
probably
for a
a good thing because he might have died. Let's be honest.
Honestly, yeah, it looks pretty rough down there. Anyway, yes.
We all nearly died.
Let's go to the Emerald Centipede.
Alright. You make your way down to the Emerald Centipede, and despite the late hour, you can still see there's a few flickering lights on the bottom floor. As you step inside, there are about 3 patrons still having a drink or having some food. And you can see another merchant that's just come downstairs, and he looks like he's getting ready to set up, actually. An early start for the day.
Oh, it's so late, it's early, I hate this.
A small fire flickers in the corner. It seems to be well stoked, but there is no sign of the barkeep around. You remember the last time you came in this place, it was extremely busy and very packed, and that she seemed to appear out of nowhere.
Oh, is this
My-
the racist one?
No, this is not the racist one.
I'm just going to say.
I mean, to you, both of them were racist because they both assumed you were a pet.
I'm
That's
just
true.
gonna say-
That's true.
I'm just going to say a bit more loudly than normal polite speaking volume. My, it certainly would be nice if we had service. Damn.
An eerie silence. You do get a strange look from one of the patrons as he sees you both step in. You do look like an odd bunch.
I mean, we are both rather tall.
Yeah, that's true.
Excuse me, sir. Where is the barkeep resting for the evening?
As you make your way inside, there's a soft pop next to you as a
Oh,
young,
Jesus.
young-looking girl appears next to you. Hi there, folks. Welcome in.
Hello.
Oh, you're back.
Hello, Erin. You have quite the memory to recall us from a week ago.
I remember all my guests.
Apologies for the late hour. May we have a room with 2 beds, large beds?
Looks over to Lai. I got just the room for you. Be 2 silver, if that's all right.
Done. I pay a silver, and you can cover the other silver, I guess.
Fine.
Oh, we just got raided. Hello.
Oh, hello,
Oh.
Raiders.
Thank you for the raid.
Oh,
Welcome.
hi.
Dancing Shizoo Bear. Oh wait, why is the Shizoo Bear underneath other things? Hang on, let me.
It's why is Storm above the Shazoo?
Hey,
Hey.
Shizoo Bear. I love the Shizoo Bear.
Me too.
Thank you for raiding us, and yes, we shall.
If you maybe want to give them a rundown in chat, Hells,
Oh, what of?
everything that's happened.
Ah, that'd take way too long.
So, we go to bed immediately.
Duh.
I have nothing else to do.
Yeah,
And
it's
what
just
time are you planning to wake up in the morning?
8 hours after our sleep.
8
After we start
hours.
sleeping.
Well, don't forget, 8 hours is not the required sleep time. It's 8 hours of rest.
Ash, Thalai has a level of exhaustion. He
That's
is
a very
sleeping
good
for
point.
8 hours.
All right.
Just flat out 8 hours sleep. He is sleeping right through it. Okay, sorry. He'll wake up for like 10 minutes to do the rune thing that he needs to do.
Yep.
On the shield, but he's otherwise sleeping for 8 hours.
All right.
What town are we in?
Antioch.
Yes. We are chasing down a criminal who has run away because of a Christmas adventure. Anyway, can we press the long rest button?
You may press the long rest button. You get
Hey, oh my
nice easy rest.
gosh. It's been so long, guys.
You recover half your hit dice.
Ash, do you want to give them a quick rundown of where we're at in the campaign?
I can do that.
I'm rolling to recharge my wand of magic missiles.
So the party are from the Xel'nari, which are kind of like a elite police force or Jedi Council sort of conclave that are peacekeepers. They are currently on a unsanctioned mission, seeking out a bard known only as Thimbulfingers, who has been distributing cursed magical instruments to different towns that have been leaving strange and magical effects upon them. The last town that they came across, the people who were in a zombie-like state but attacked anyone who was not under the curse as if they were hostile. The party was able to save them and tracked Thimbulfingers down to this large merchant city known as Antioch. From there, they have been working with the town's militia to try and locate his hideout, which they were successful in doing so, and able to at least stop his operations down here, where they seem to have been creating these magical items. From there, the party were hoping to catch him out, but unfortunately he gave them the slip and was able to escape. The party were then slightly derailed as we went into a Christmas special.
Slightly.
And they were taken into a Fey realm, where in a matter of 8 hours, a week had passed in the normal realm. And so they are now a bit behind Thimbulfingers. The only clue that they have been given is that he is headed north, and that he left a slew of bodies in his wake. And that is where we are at now, with the party sleeping, resting up, and hoping to regroup and move on from here.
Oh, do I get
And
to
they murder a lot of
recover
gnomes,
one
yes.
level of,
Yes, you may recover 1 level of exhaustion.
While Thalai is snoring like a buzzsaw,
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna wake up.
snowstorm.
I'm going to wake up a bit earlier.
Mhm.
I'm going to head out and I'm going to. Is there I was about to say I'll do it in the room, but the snoring will be too distracting. I'm going to go down to the stables, find an empty stall, clear the floor of straw, and take an hour and 10 minutes and cast Find Familiar. I swear to God, I want my familiar back.
Oh look, it's your owl. Oh no, your owl just got hit by an arrow.
About halfway through your incantation, you feel the presence, though you're a deep enchant, of someone moving in. You open an eye just briefly to have a look and find a stable hand sitting there with shovel in hand, dirty all over from having mucked out the stables already, just staring at you for a moment, and then a look of, you know what, I better not ask, and just moves on. But other than that, you are uninterrupted on your ritual, and you are able to resummon your familiar.
Wisteria's back, baby. Let's go.
Woohoo!
Okay. Noting, so Wisteria appears in the center of my ritual circle. I will give her on par with the most affection she has ever received from me, which is just like a gentle scritch under the chin.
Ah, yes, the loving, doting mother.
Vodarkin aren't great with emotions, you guys.
This is true. This is true.
But I will dismiss her. Stand up, go and find that stable boy,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll say, "Hello."
Oh, hello, sir, madame.
I noticed you poking your head in while I was doing my work, and I thought I would explain myself.
No need to explain, ma'am. It's none of my business.
Yes, but you're young and you're curious, and you may enjoy this. And I will conjure Wisteria on my arm.
He jumps for a moment and he's like, "Oh, you're like the boss. You got the magics."
Indeed, yes. I was. This kind of magic does take a bit of time to invoke properly, so I was finding somewhere nice and quiet. And as nice as your tavern is, it can be quite loud.
Faint buzzsaw of fly snoring. Distance.
So I came in here for some relative peace and quiet.
That's fair enough. What kind of magics can you do? Is it just the summoning?
I have a few tricks up my sleeve, and I will basically gesture a hand and produce from behind his ear a coin and cast prestidigitation.
It's like, oh, you can just make cash out of thin air.
I mean,
That's incredible.
I can, but it doesn't have a lot of substance, and I will wave my hand, and as the coin begins to fly, it turns from a coin into into a cloud of fireworks.
Oh, ma'am, you shouldn't be blowing it up.
It was never real. It was just an illusion.
Oh. But you could do that, right, and actually pay people, right?
No. I'll conjure the coin again, and I'll drop it into his hand, and he'll feel it's not really there.
Yeah, no tangible.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, that's a shame. Could have eaten for weeks with that. Have a wonderful day, ma'am.
You too. Give him 5 copper pieces as I go.
5 copper.
This kid's wholesome. I like him.
He just looks at you. Are you sure?
Yes, of course.
That's a week's pay right there.
Mm-hmm.
He just runs up and gives you a massive hug around the midwaist.
Oh my
And he's like,
As he's covered
thank you, ma'am.
As he's covered in stable muck.
Yes, he is covered in stable muck.
That's
Nothing
fine.
she can't prestidigitation later.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that he hurries off,
Okay.
dropping the shovel.
As he hurries off, I check the rest of my belongings, just because, as wholesome as he is, it wouldn't surprise me if he tried to pickpocket me during the hug.
So that's how you know I've got you guys all suspicious of everyone. No, it does not look like he has pickpocketed you. It seems that his intentions were actually truly wholesome.
Excellent. I will head back upstairs and wake up the lie. And as opposed to any pretense of trying to be smart about it, I'll just use my telekinetic shove and just push him off the bed.
Oh, I would have... Because if we're coming up too close to the 8 hours, he was going to wake up 10 minutes before that. And you actually see him concentrating over the shield. And as he's concentrating, you can see, just tracing over in rune. Just tracing on the back of the shield is a rune that you've seen was on his other shield previously, which if you look at is now been wiped clean. And
I take notes.
And once he's done, he'll just open his eyes and goes like, breakfast.
Yes.
If it's not too expensive.
I believe it came with... I believe breakfast was covered as part of the room.
I know that was the case at the boarding house. Don't know if that's the case here.
Most taverns it will be. At least a simple breakfast, nothing special.
Breakfast.
That's fine.
Storm wakes up really early and tries to steal as much food as possible for the gnomes. And she brings it up to the room. I come bearing gifts of breakfast!
Well, actually, as you're down there, trying to steal as much as possible, you see the owner kind of just poking her head around the corner, looking at you. You're kind of like stop halfway to stuff in your, kind of like you flipped up your shirt and stuff it into your shirt, and she just gives you a knowing nod and just goes, "Try the scones, they're fantastic."
Okay, sure. They're not for me.
Oh, I know, dear. Sorry.
And she like scurries with it all back upstairs. And yes, make sure the gnomes are fed.
Cute.
As you're heading back downstairs, Storm, with Sam, one of the guards from the guard's house does arrive, and it seems to be in talks with Lynn about the gnomes. So it seems that Reese has been true to his word and has organised for someone to gather them up, and will be looking at organising getting them out of town, back to their rightful places.
Cool. Not that Storm knows anything about this. She just proceeds upon her business. Now, kid, don't you dare. Also, thank you for the follow, guys. I just noticed the couple of follows that happened 10 minutes ago.
I'm going to hazard a guess and say Kit's trying to encourage us to kill the gnomes.
Yes.
He's saying nice gnomes you got there.
Wait, let me just
It would be a dear shame if something was to happen to them.
Now, dear, it would be a shame.
Nomicide.
He says ominously. So, did you organise a meeting point for the four of you?
Nope.
Yes.
Storm is waiting here for them to come to us.
Well, that's what we arranged for, so that works.
Okay.
Yeah, so once we're fed... Oh, actually, I should make sure I'm happy with my spell choices before I commit to the day. So I have options, baby got options. But yeah, we'll go and...
Yeah, you meet up with Storm in the common room. It's quite crowded at this point because this is still fairly early in the morning. Most of the breakfast is now gone, but there are quite a few merchants down here, as well as a number of the gnomes have also managed to make their way downstairs and are kind of huddled up in a corner after there. And one or two merchants have wandered over and started talking with them. But looking over at the merchants that are here, it seems like these merchants are probably on the poorer side of things. They probably run small stores, and this is probably the only way they could afford to get into Antioch to set up their stalls. They're probably from the smaller towns around.
Storm is making sure that the gnomes are looked after and whatnot, so she's just doting on them.
So
we go back to the boarding house.
Yes,
Yep.
this is with you guys arriving.
Oh, okay, yes,
Yes.
yes. We have arrived.
Sam's probably standing in the corner like...
You took your time.
We're riding on the horses and carrying the other horse.
Carrying the other horse, you mean dragging?
Oh, you know, leading.
Or shoulder.
I mean, Thalai probably could carry.
I was
the
going to say,
horse,
Thalai is strong enough, he probably could.
Mm-hmm. Right, so when we arrive, is the guard still there talking to Lynn?
He would be upstairs, so you are not sure. You
Okay,
would
so
not see him.
we don't know of a guard being there, so we'll just...
No, only Storm and Sam do.
Okay. Storm, Sam, we need to have words.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We're leaving.
Let's just... let's go outside and elaborate on what we've learned.
We can't speak too long, though, Korvik. They've already got a head start.
Yes. So I'll encourage Sam and Storm to come outside with us. And I'll just explain. So, the 8 hours we spent in the magical Christmas haul was actually a week in this town.
What's Christmas?
Ash,
It's like Yuletide.
what is Christmas in this world? Is there an equivalent?
It is more of a festive season.
Okay.
So it is more like a Yule festival.
Okay then.
Each religion does in their own way celebrate it in their own special way, but for the most part, the communities just gather together for a week-long festival.
Okay. The time we spent in that unusual magical hole was a week in this world.
But was only... Wait. Oh, that doesn't make sense. The math not right there.
I'm going to cast a minor illusion, and it's going to just effectively illustrate it. It'll show us as awkward stick figure caricatures going about our business underground at normal time. It'll illustrate us walking around, fighting people, doing stuff. But then on a layer above that illusion is the town, and everything going on in the town is going really, really fast, including the sun going by again and again and again and again, just to show Storm what happened.
She just stares at you really blankly. So 1 hour was 1 day here. Got
Basically.
maybe something like this?
The math is about there, yes.
Why couldn't it be the other way around? Then we could
I
go
don't
there and
know.
have nap and then come back and no time would pass. You know? It'd be very
Regardless,
efficient. Oh, yeah.
Thimbulfingers has used this time advantage to get away and travel to the north, and so we need to follow him. Post haste.
Oh, that is a really good point. But what about the gnomes? What is going to happen to them?
We've spoken to the guard. Allowances shall be made to have them return to their homes.
Oh, is Reese going to look after them?
He said he was sending his 2AC.
I don't trust him. He took the guards away. Didn't he?
Sorry?
Didn't he make the guards disappear? I mean, the other people. No, the prisoners. The witnesses. No, what
No, his guards disappeared when they were bringing them back, and we were sent to find them, and now a week has passed.
Yeah.
That thing is now long gone.
I believe his escort party were ambushed, as opposed to betraying us.
Oh, wait.
So
What?
The guards were found dead.
Oh no, that is not good. Oh no. I guess there is nothing left for us to do here except follow Thimbulfinger.
correct. Right. I believe the gnomes should be fine with their coin and their food. Captain Reese has a copy of their names and homes. That should be taken care of.
Did you see Thug?
No, actually, I didn't. I wonder where he would have gone. Thalai, did you see Thog anywhere?
Nope.
I'm gonna go ask Captain Reese and see if he knows where Thug is.
I don't think Captain Reese wants to see us.
It'll be fine, you know? We are
No,
friends.
He gave us a very chilly reception.
He's not happy that we lost the guards and the witnesses.
Okay, but who else do I ask about my friend?
We don't. Hopefully we'll find Thog another time.
But what if something happened to him? You have to tell gods if something is of concern, no?
We have no reason to suspect.
Yeah, and besides, Thog is just as strong as any of us. I'm sure he'll be fine.
But he's not very intelligent.
He was doing fine all by himself without us.
I'm gonna go to the fighting ring.
The undercover illegal one?
Storm, I don't think we have the time. We need to go after Thimbulfingers now.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Storm.
Miss Lynn,
Yes, dearie, yes. How may I help?
can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Oh, no, I take it back. I ask you two questions. One, do you know of a half-orc named Thug?
No, dearie, not one I'm familiar with. We do get quite a few half-orcs through here, but it's not one that I know the name of.
Oh, wait, Corvette, can you make picture of Thug?
Yes, of course.
No, I mean, not to sound rude, they do look quite similar to each other, but no, that's not one I'm familiar with.
He has big fisties that he doesn't take off.
No, I don't think they've come from my place.
Okay. Could I ask you to send him a letter? Or maybe you can direct me to a person who can send him letter, help me find him?
You could go to the post service, but if you don't know where he is, they're not going to be able to do much for you.
Well, if you do see him, let him know that Storm hopes he is well. Yeah?
Very well. I will try to remember that one for you. The old memory is not as good as it used to be, but I'll try.
That's okay. He'll know if you say friendly cat.
Was there anything else, dear? Very well then. I will be about. I'm going to be upstairs doing some cleaning. If you need me, just give a holler.
Right. Okay.
With that, she departs upstairs. And by this time, a lot of the merchants are starting to make their way out into the streets to their stalls or to start peddling their wares. And the room is starting to clear out bit by bit.
Okay. Shall we be off?
Let's go.
One thing I'll be doing as we're on the way out, I will find a merchant and I will buy 10 clay bottles of oil.
Okay.
I believe that will cost me a gold altogether.
Now, seeing as this is the merchant town, was there any other purchases that the party wished to do before moving on out?
With my 2 silver and 9 copper.
I have absolutely no coins whatsoever. Every last coin went to Thug.
Yeah, I have no coins. And I traded off all my items of value.
I give you guys a merchant town and you're all too broke to use it.
Then give us money too!
Yeah, give us money, Ash!
I've given you some money, you just give it away as fast as I give it to you.
I never gave away any of my money, thank you very much. I had to spend my money on replacing my armor, Ash, if you remember, which was not cheap.
Storm has yet to understand the value of money.
I don't think she ever will.
Probably not. She's not
Alrighty.
simple.
So, I assume you're starting to make your way north?
Yep.
Yes, we have 2 locations to aim for. One, we knew that Thimbulfingers had been to before.
Mm-hmm.
I think the intent was to aim for the other one, because he's just like going from town to town and isn't going to the same place twice.
As far as you know, yeah.
That makes the most sense, honestly, and it's the best we have to go on. So sadly, any objections?
You may have the option to go to the first town anyways, as the main road does take you up in that general direction. It's a divert off if you wanted to look at that town on the way to the other one.
So we could stop off and check it out, make sure everything's fine. How much of a detour would that be on our travels? Like half a day,
Just
a day?
Half a day's travel there and then half a day's travel back, so we'll put you 1 day out, just depending on how much time you spend in the town itself.
Is the detour town the one he's been to before or not?
That is the one he's been to before, yes.
Okay. I mean, yes, in fairness, we can check there just in case as well.
It's probably good to check in just to make sure the people are okay and make sure he's not hiding out there because he already knows the place and.
And with that, we will go to a quick break.
Oh.
And Kulam will turn into a horse.
Nay, motherfucker.
Oh gosh. Alright, while we breathe and process all of that information that we have been provided, we will be back in about 10 to 15 minutes. So hang tight, guys, and we will see you shortly.
We need to hydrate.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Holy shit, that's a lot of rating.
Holy
Hello.
moly! Hi guys.
Hi.
Wow.
Hello, welcome back.
You
Perfect
timed
time
that
to raid just
really
as we
well.
come back.
Yeah, we just
That's,
finished our raid. Hey, Suzume!
Wow.
Hello, welcome.
The grinning
We are
gamer.
the Stormy Dragon Tavern.
Yes, we are. Impeccable timing, guys.
We've just come back from a short break.
Oh, bother, hang on.
We are playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Just gonna close my door. Quick.
All
No.
good, Rory.
I'll
Welcome back,
hydrate
Custom.
immediately.
Hey.
God damn it.
Well, you know, hydrate.
Ooh, we've got a bean raid.
Bean raid. It's so cute. I love the tubies. Look at the tubies. It's so appropriate because my character is a cat. She has tubies. I love the
So,
tubies.
for those of you who are joining us for the first time, we are the Stormy Dragon Tavern. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons. This is the Trials of the Xel'nari. These members, 5 members to the side of me, members of the Xel'nari, which are a peacekeeping force out in the world. And they are currently on an adventure, an unsanctioned adventure, hunting down a rogue bard who has been distributing cursed items throughout the world. That has been leaving towns in just ruinous states. They've found information leading to some being put into an infinite slumber, some being cursed to be zombified, and they found out that he had made it to the large merchant city of Antioch, of which.
And then Azure just
Welcome,
raided us
Azure.
too. What the hell,
All right.
Azure? What is this?
Oh, and 2 hydrates,
2
guys.
hydrates.
Of course.
No, 3 hydrates. 4 hydrates.
That's it. I'm super duper instead.
Yeah, that works.
5. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. Someone needs to no-drate. Yes! Keep for the win!
Ah. Damn it, Kit. You could have done that 4 drinks ago.
God damn it, Azure! Alright. Oops. We are gonna have to get back to the game though. Oh,
Yes, we'll be
man.
getting back to it. But yes, the party have tracked down the bard, known only as Thimbulfingers, and they thought they had him cornered, but unfortunately he managed to elude their grasp, and they are now off chasing him back to the north, where they think they already know he's next town of attack. And that is where we have left off, with the party just starting to head north,
Right.
heading to the city gates now.
I've got a few last-minute acquisitions on the way out the door, so assuming we're going down like major thoroughfares with lots of active merchants, I can like hand the reins to my horse over to the line, hop off, scurry over, make some quick purchases, and then rush back over, get back on the horse, and Comic does this multiple times on the way out of town.
And just making a few small purchases along the way, gathering some ingredients.
She mainly returns with just like small pouches or vials or like folded leaves and things like that. It's all quite. It looks alchemical in nature.
Yes, you remember that she is budding to be an alchemist,
Among other things.
among other things.
I must know all about everything. And after seeing some cool books and some cool explosions.
All right. Was there anything else that the party needed to clear up before making their way out of town?
Yeah, where's Dog?
We don't,
You don't know where Thug is.
Put some missing stuff. No, she's that. Well, no one will let her do things.
We don't have time. Thalai just looks really impatient to go, and every time that Kovac like stops to make a purchase, he just feels like his patience is just slowly thinning away. Till like it's close to hanging on a thread, because he knows that how far behind they are now because of the delays.
Indeed.
Not these delays, but other delays. Damn it, Christmas specials.
Fine,
Right?
next time I won't give you presents, Gal.
No. I like my presents. I like my presents.
They were nice.
You start
I
making your way north. You know that it is a 4-day travel by horseback to reach the first city that you were, first village, I should say, that you were heading towards.
Which is named.
You don't have the name. You
Oh.
just know it marked on the map.
Damn it!
We just
You never
came from
bothered
it.
to ask anyone for it.
He's not wrong.
Details.
So, you are heading to the north along the main trade route. It is quite a busy trade route, as this forms one of the major backbone trade routes all the way up the eastern coast. So it is quite a wide road, capable of actually, at least at this point, fitting 4 carts side by side on it. And especially in the first day's travel, you have a lot of, not necessarily traveling companions, but a lot of carts traveling alongside you, a few different merchant caravans, and people going back and forth. It is quite busy. They do slowly start to branch out as they reach diverting roads, but yeah, you're not for a lack of people around you at all times.
Palai would try and push to go as fast as they can.
Mhm.
If there aren't any disagreements.
So he's fast paced then?
Very, yeah.
No worries. So, I assume you're. Are you looking for a place to stop each night, or are you finding a clearing and just setting up camp for the night?
I presumed we'd just be camping.
I was gonna say we don't have the coin.
That is fair. You do not. You'll have to find a dragon horde somewhere to restock your coffers.
Just
So it
you
wasn't-
wait.
It wasn't the biggest of hordes that we found that first time, but
No.
yeah.
Yeah, so we'll camp at the side of the road each night.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Taking watches as well.
One thing to note while we are resting and while Kvek is on watch, she does pull out that pretty loot and plays
Oh,
it,
yes.
or at least tries to figure out the basics of how to play it. Just kind of just like meandering, like playing, like figuring out where the threats and things and where just how it works.
Can you roll me a performance with disadvantage, please?
Yeah, that tracks. What's this? A flat roll with disadvantage?
Can Storm give her assistance as a musically inclined character?
No, I was gonna say I think Kovac's doing this when we sleep because the curse one that we don't know she has.
No, you know she has it.
We know
Do
she
we?
has the loot,
Mm.
and I
Yeah,
can
I
watch her and be like,
I'm not
the
hiding
nods are
it.
not
Ah.
correct.
I'm just doing it while we're resting.
You just don't know that it's cursed.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Actually,
right. Sorry, it's been a while.
I rolled a 19 and a 20.
Nice.
Oh.
Very nice.
Never mind, you don't need my assistance.
So I get a 19. Total.
Can I get you two to make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh no.
Storm and Thalai.
Oh, wisdom saving throw for us too?
And I will do one for Sam. Sam critically succeeds. First roll of game 20. Nice.
Oh, that's a 10, but I'm good at wisdom things, I think.
5.
Lefkin.
Oh dear.
Wisdom saving throw? 14.
Alright, you find you're both under the charm effect. As you listen to the melodic music, you just feel at peace, relaxed, and Kovac's just such a good friend. You just, if she was to ask any favor of you, you'd be more than happy to do it. Why wouldn't you?
That doesn't sound so different to normal.
For the next hour, you find yourself under the charm effect. However, Kovac, you're not really aware that you've put that effect on them, so you don't even know that.
I'd probably be doing things like saying, "Oh, Thalai, could you pass some of those rations?"
Absolutely.
Storm's
Like,
cooking. Storm's actually probably making food for everyone because that's what she
Yes.
does.
Yeah, so yeah. All Kovac would do would just ask simple, friend level, innocuous favors that would happen around a campfire, and be surprised by the haste at which they occur.
With no argument whatsoever. Oh yeah, sure, no
Mhm.
problems. You're just like, this is a little strange. Pleasant,
odd.
but strange.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I guess I don't get used to this.
but yeah, Storm is cooking because that's what she does when they camp at night. She always.
So
cooks.
you've found a campsite close to the road, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Nice flat ground. As you were sitting around, you've lit your fire and you started cooking. A gnome on a rather strange-looking cart. It seems to be covered in moss and flowers, and it's got.
I want to lick them.
I knew that was coming. Should know. It seems to have pots hanging off the sides of it all over the place. He has different vines and flowers and some cacti in the back as well. He rolls up beside you and looks down at you. "Hey, you wouldn't have room for one more by that fire, would you? The roads are, they're well traveled, but at this time of night, it's, there's always someone about trying to mug someone."
Do you have herbs? You look like you have herbs.
Yes, herbs. Herbs I have aplenty.
Mushrooms?
Yes, mushrooms are plenty.
Oh,
If you're after certain mushrooms, I've got those as well.
I don't understand. But I am looking for
Xel'nari
things to cook.
agents.
Hmm?
Xel'nari agents, please show us your legal
What's
ways.
that? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have any shrooms. What do you mean?
I was to say, I'm pretty sure we don't worry about recreational drugs.
No, this
That's
is
not our
just,
jurisdiction.
This is just
Definitely
Kovac
not.
being Kovac. Right. I just meant if you have some additions that can be added to the stew that I'm making, you're more than welcome to see it.
Oh, of course. He hops into the back of his cart for a moment. You hear some rummaging around and some pots clinking together before he comes out with 3 little vials of different herbs. And he goes,
Ooh.
put this in. What kind of stew is it that you're making?
Ration stew. We don't have any meat. Oh, wait. Was I able to hunt some rabbits? Or small game or anything?
You could attempt to hunt some, yes.
To have done that
If you
prior to
want to
cooking
make a
it.
survival?
Sure, because I'm good at that.
You should be.
Did you want assistance?
No, that's a 19.
Yeah, you're able to find some rabbits.
Yeah, so okay. Rabbit stew.
Oh, a fine mixture. Yes, this will go perfectly with it.
Oh.
The name's Cathbad. Who might you be? You're a strange-looking one. Cathbad.
Cathbad. Your name
Cathbad,
is difficult for me to say.
Never heard that before.
Cathbad.
Cathbad.
Cathbird.
Bad.
Bird.
There's no R. No R.
But?
Bad. Bad like you're a bad boy.
Cat bad. No, wait, that sounds wrong.
It's close enough.
Okay, can I just call you Bad Cat? I am actually Cat, but you know.
He just kind of ponders for a minute. Yeah, why not?
Okay! Bad
And
Cat.
who might you be? Oh, you're a big one, aren't you?
Makes more sense to just call you Cat. I am Storm.
Pleasure to meet you. I gather by the odd assortment that you're a bit of an adventuring type, maybe mercenaries?
Xel'nari agents.
Just looks at Kovac.
Oh, you weren't joking about that.
Why would I be joking about that?
You know.
Kolvik is very by the books, but probably the only one here.
Impersonating a Xel'nari agent is an offense.
Well, it happens quite a lot, I should let you know.
I start taking notes.
Kolvik, relax.
There's always some ruffians out on the street looking to make a few quick bucks, and Xel'nari is an easy cover. I've even seen some forged badges of right, and pretty good ones too.
Yes. Why ever would someone need to forge something to get what they want? It's a mystery.
Yeah, Kolvik, you wouldn't know anything about that.
No, certainly not.
Mm-hmm.
Could you pass this to you, please?
It's not finished yet.
Okay.
So, what brings the Xel'nari out this way?
That's classified.
We are looking. Wait, classified?
It's classified. We can't divulge the details of our case in progress, unfortunately, Mr. Cackbag.
We are visiting nearby towns.
Oh, you're doing something about those, the curses and stuff on it, then?
Curses?
No
You
comment.
know things about curses?
Oh, I've heard rumors. I'm on the road quite often, you know. So, I hear a number of different things back and forth. Where are you headed now?
North.
North
We
to-
don't actually know the names of the towns, to be fair. Do you know
Well,
the names of the local towns?
Well, there's many towns north. I mean, north is... How far north? Are you going several days, several weeks, several months?
Several days.
Several days. So then you'd be looking at... Dowry off to the right, Dowry off to the east, and Arklay to the north, directly north. Those would be the closest two.
And how do you spell those?
Dalry and Arkley.
For Oddie's sake, do we want to type those in the game launch?
Yes, I'll put them in there too. Yes.
The Dari northeast, Arkley northwest. Will do. I'll send it over.
So, going there. I've heard Dowry's had Arkley has had a bit of a problem with some curses.
What
Half
kind
the
of
town's in a
curses?
strange kind of slumber of sorts.
So, Arkley has been enchanted. How recently?
Well, I heard the rumor just the other day, and they heard it from another merchant heading south, and that was probably be about a week or so ago, perhaps.
Well,
I've heard that there's been some detachments from the different churches go by attempting to restore them, and not to much success.
not to say that it is our mission, but I should think that as Xel'nari, it is probably our obligation to investigate. So, if you have as much information as possible to share with us, I think that would be really good. Especially for Kovac to write it down, right, Kovac?
I already have open my case notes, and I'm just muttering to myself, that doesn't make any sense. If he was in town a week ago, how could he have been in this town also a week ago to have planted magic items? It's very strange, very strange, very strange.
Can I do an insight check on him, whether he seems to be more than he's letting on?
Okay, go for it.
I can't reach the dice. Oh, nat 20. That makes that a 26.
Yeah.
Very nice. No, he seems to be quite forthcoming.
Okay. He doesn't seem to be anything more than what he presents of himself.
No.
Okay. She trusts him explicitly.
I'm sure I could give you more information. Let me try and recall what I've heard on the road. Yes, people have been asleep. Magic doesn't seem to be waking them. Something seems to be a bit afoot. The clerics have not been able to work out quite what it is just yet. What else was
Soup?
there? No, that's all I know really on the matter.
Stew?
Oh, yes, please, thank you.
She'll start
And he
passing
starts
stew out to everyone.
Slurping it up.
And you say
He-
that
Uses his hands. He does not use any utensils.
I mean, she doesn't give anyone utensils. She just gives them a bowl of soup. Yep. And she added in the mushrooms and the herbs from him. She, of course, licks all the mushrooms first to make sure they're not poisoned.
I go looking for utensils from my bag, and I pull out a large, shiny silver spoon, and I go, "Oh, I had forgotten about this."
What is it? The silver spoon? Of
I don't know what it
slurping?
is.
The silver spoon of slurping?
I believe that was the name.
I'm going to speedy cast identify, just to know what it is now.
God damn it! Now I've got to have to look for my notes. I had it somewhere, and it's gone.
Silvered spoon of sape sampling and stereotypish slurping.
That's it. Yes. Serotypus.
Thank you. Okay, that's a hard one for me to say. Schlorping.
Yes. Which it allows you to detect if something is poisoned before eating it.
Surreptitious is what I said by accident, and that is apparently now what it's called.
Okay, I will
So
experiment.
it has the effect of detect poison.
But only when you use it.
Basically in a 5-foot area around it, yeah.
And it makes it an audible slurping noise when you use it.
Mm-hmm.
But I will use it and make sure that this strange man hasn't put poison in our stew.
You hear... and nothing happens. Seems that this may be fine.
All right, I'll begin to have it myself from the spoon.
It actually tastes wonderful. Storm has done quite a nice job, and with the added herbs and mushrooms, it's quite nice. Seems
Excellent.
that Cathbert is quite knowledgeable on his herbs and spices.
I'm going to prop up my notebook on a rock next to me. I will conjure a magical invisible mage hand, and as I'm drinking the soup, I'll just glance. I'll have like an eye on the page, and I'll be writing everything he says of note with the mage hand on the book.
So, well, I've got you here. Tell me a bit about yourselves. I mean, if it's all confidential, that's all fine. I understand that, but surely there's something there's not.
I am Cat. Named Storm.
Yes, I think I've seen one or two of your type around on the roads once before.
Really?
You're a strange bunch. You're always very kept to yourselves, the kinds that I've met. You do not seem much like them, though.
I got told that a lot. Where did you see more of me? Like me? Others? Because I met one recently, and he was not very nice at all. In fact, he tried to kill us. But you know what? Never mind, I probably shouldn't say.
No, I ran into one a few months back on the road, a bit more north of here.
Oh?
He was a brutish one. He had a large blade on his back and said that he was traveling as a mercenary. He was with one of the caravans. That's right. That's right. Nice chap, though. He seemed a bit brutish, a bit dopish, but quite friendly.
Does he have name?
Oh, what was it? Will he remember? No, he does not remember. Sorry, it seems to have escaped my memory.
What were his colors? Was he patterned? Was he of like traditional dress, or did he look like he'd been here for a while?
Traditional dress?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so traditional dress back home is very less, this is very encumbering. It's, quite restrictive and not very comfortable. I don't know how you people wear this. Traditional dress is more loose and...
Yeah. He had mostly just a belt across the top and a male skirt, and then carried the
Oh.
blade upon his back.
So definitely more
Didn't wear
traditional.
all that much. He was I believe he was more of a beachy kind of color, and had some spots upon him.
Sorry, writing notes.
As I said, he was quite a charming fellow. Quite a fellow.
Oh.
He told us darndest story though.
Oh, really? Please do share. I like
Oh
stories.
yes, he told me that he came from this island. Did you believe that's is encircled by a storm at all times?
That sounds like
Have you,
Untitled.
huh? Come again?
Untitled.
Bless you. I don't speak the tongue. I'm sorry. I speak a number of languages, but not that.
Oh, that is the name of our island.
Oh, so it's a real place.
Yeah. I'm surprised.
But how the devil do you leave it if it's constantly surrounded by storms?
You don't.
never
Nobody
heard of
leaves
it.
and comes back.
Curious.
That is why I'm so surprised to see. I didn't know that anyone else survived. I have only met one other like me while I have been on these lands, and he was technically in another dimension. He was also kind of psychopath, and I don't think he came from my island.
Strange bunch or not?
But yes, tell me more. What else did he say?
No, he just kept on going on about how some order or clergy or something over there was oppressive, or they would what was it? Oh yes, that's right. They would murder anyone who was not from the place. So I can understand why no one else would ever want to go there. He said he found out about it and he hightailed it. Funny one that. Tailed or not that. He hightailed it out of there.
I appreciate your puns. Looks like the monastery hasn't gotten any better. That's kind of why I ended up here, too.
Well, it is most curious to hear another story. I thought that there was it was just a high tale. You know, I hear a lot of them. It's good to hear one that has a bit of truth behind it.
Well,
You sure you don't have any? This he looks at Kovac and he's like, any stories that you could tell? You know, I'm on the road quite often. People like to hear stories.
There once was a Vidalcan named Kovac, and she was in quite a predicament. For, unfortunately for her, in her haste upon leaving her home in the morning, had grabbed the wrong file from her desk, and had quite a bother hastily amending the file to make it suit her needs. So first, I underlined paragraph 12, and she just tells an incredibly boring story about bureaucracy.
You find that he pays attention with utmost care. Like, he is just sitting staring wide-eyed and I wonder what happened next. Oh, okay. Yes. Interesting.
At some
Fabulous.
point through the story, Storm gets bored and wanders over to the cart and starts licking flowers.
Thalai is going to finish the soup and go, I'm going to sleep. Wake me up when it's my watch.
Can you roll me 3 Constitution saving throws, please?
I can, indeed.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's a nat 1 on the first one.
We already used the elixir of health on Thalai
So-
when it mattered.
That's
As you were
that is
talking
a
and telling your
3.
story, Kovac, you hear a shuffling at the cart and then a thud as Storm is paralyzed by one of the flowers that she licks at and just drops to the floor like a brick.
I'm startled by this. I look up. I see Thalai is again sawing logs. I'm going to assume the worst because this man is a stranger and he knows what Storm got into. I'm going to jump up, run into the back, and try to assess her symptoms for what's wrong with her.
Oh, she's on the side of the cart. She's not inside. She
Oh.
didn't make it to the inside of the cart.
So it's just like full-on rigor mortis.
Yep.
Is what I see.
And she's probably frothing at the mouth a little.
Is she breathing?
She's breathing, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna jump into the back of his cart and try and find something that might alleviate this condition.
Roll me an investigation. You know what you're looking for. You've seen some paralytics before, and with your basic study of potions, you have managed to work out some stuff.
That's only an 11.
Unfortunately, you did not manage to find it, but here, Cathfed eventually pops up and he's like, "Oh God, she's licked it." You.
Your cart is terribly organized. Where is the it's the it has the shape
It's not terribly organized. You've just got to understand the organization system.
what is your system?
It's just over here. You need the ash blossom. That's what will get her out of it.
Ah, yes. I'll take it. I'll grab his mortar and pestle, grind it up, and just put the paste under her tongue.
The organization system is the Cathbud system. It's the best system in the world. It is. I know where everything is, and no one else does.
I respectfully disagree for situations just like this. I'll get down low, clear away the froth from her mouth, and just pour it inside and wait patiently.
Well, it didn't kill me.
No, because I saved you.
No, I keep the stuff that will kill you locked up. Not that stupid.
You won't be so lucky next time, Storm, especially if I'm not around to save you from yourself.
Yeah,
Don't do that again.
how am I supposed to build an
Don't
ability to...
do that again.
Okay.
Say this because I care about you, Storm. I appreciate and respect your curiosity, but don't do things that will recklessly endanger yourself for no reason.
It's not for no reason.
For no good reason.
I think being immune to poison is very good reason.
That's not how you become immune to poison. That's how you suffocate on your own tongue.
Is that even possible?
I've read many medical journals reporting to the affirmative, Storm. Trust me.
Yes. You eat stupid things, your tongue swells up and then doesn't fit in your mouth and closes off your airway.
Oh.
Well,
Ah,
Never had that happen
I've
to
got
me
something
before.
for swelling if you need that. I've definitely got something for swelling.
No,
Give me a moment.
No, I don't need anything for swelling. I'm just telling Storm that yes, you can choke on your own tongue.
It was just an example, Cathbad. So,
Or you have a seizure while tasting another flower and it causes you to bite your tongue and then you choke on the blood as it pours down your throat and suffocates you.
You notice that he is not paying attention. He has disappeared inside his cart and is rummaging through.
And that's just two different ways involving your tongue that you can suffocate.
He
She
comes
pulls
back
out
out
her
after a
water
moment
skin,
with
squeezes it.
a grey bubbling potion. It's a small vial that he's got, but it is very viscous, and though it is corked, you get the feeling that it does not smell the most pleasant. He goes, for smelling, and he just hands it straight to Thalai.
I don't need this. No, I was just telling. No, thank you. Thank you, but no, thank you.
Oh no, keep it. You'll need it one day. Don't worry.
Storm's pulled out her
I will
modesty
put
at this point and
the
squeezing and licking the
potion
plastic.
away.
While he's off giving Thalai this brew, can I, as politely as I can, give his caravan once over the interior just to see if there's anything especially impressive or cool?
Now I am going to bed. Wake me up when it's my turn to watch.
Okay. Do you want
Quiet,
a second
please.
watch or third watch?
Give me a last watch.
Okay.
When you look inside, you find that the entire back wall is covered wall to wall with small vials. It's about one dose of whatever is in each of the vials. Unfortunately, nothing is labeled at all, which makes it quite dangerous, as some of the potions look quite similar but also slightly different. He insists that he understands this sorting system, but you believe that is probably only a half-truth. Along the inside walls on either side are more different plants, and tucked away in a corner is a small little shelf. It's not very big, but it's got a mortar pestle in it and some alchemical devices, and you can see some tucked away underneath it as well. It seems that he does make all these potions in the cart, and then at the bottom underneath the potion rack is a small locked chest, which you imagine is where he said he keeps the more deathly stuff.
Would I be able to perhaps secure use of your brewing equipment for the evening?
Of course, child. Not a problem. You a budding alchemist yourself?
I've made a few things, and I'll pull out one of the, I think, one or two enhanced health potions I still have. Wait. Oh, no, I used them all. I will pull out the components that I have for two more of the enhanced health potions and go, yes.
Odd combination you've got there. What are you looking at making? I've never seen that combination.
I learned it from a kindly wizard. It makes healing potions a bit better.
Ooh, intriguing. Would you be willing to share a recipe for an exchange of sorts?
What did you have in mind?
Well, I can teach you something. What would you be interested in? What kind of thing? I know a thing or two.
How would you feel about invisibility?
Invisibility. I'm sure I can work something out about that. I've got one for an ink. Is that going to be useful?
Go on.
Well, an invisible ink, you know.
How about other interesting kinds of inks, now that you mention it?
I might have a few different ones. I can have a look about. Give me a moment.
Certainly.
He starts rummaging through his things. And if after a while he pulls out the scroll, he goes, can't find the others, but this is the recipe for the invisible ink, at least.
That could be useful.
Now, the ingredient is quite simple. It's just a pixie's parasol. But the actual method of which you imbue it has got to be done just right. Otherwise, instead of being invisible ink, it will just melt through the page, which, not that useful.
No. And how do you make it be visible again? What's applied? Heat? Light?
Oh, no. It's the simple spell, the prestidigitation. Applied correctly, that will illuminate the text.
Excellent. That sounds quite useful.
But without that, it is completely invisible. No way of seeing it. It's fantastic.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
Ah, yes. And he reaches up to shake your hand.
Because I'm like 6'4".
He is 3 foot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We get brewing. Enter brewing montage.
Du-du-du-du-du. Now, how much time are you willing to spend brewing? Because this is meant to be your long rest period. You can spend about 2 or 3 hours doing menial tasks like brewing.
I'll give it.
And still get the long rest.
I'll give it a few hours. So I will. I mean, I assume there's a portion of the potion brewing process that's just you leave it to simmer for a while. So
Yeah. Basically, you'll do the brewing process and leave it overnight to finish.
I'll try and make one enhanced healing potion.
Mm-hmm.
And show him the entire process because that's what I promised to do.
You have enough time to potentially make both of them.
Oh.
I will get you to make me a check with your alchemy tools, though. Using wisdom.
Okay.
While they're doing this, at some point Storm's gotten bored, so she went off and collected some nearby wildflowers and made flower crowns for everyone.
I'm rolling garbage today. It's 10.
Plus your wisdom, plus your proficiency bonus in the tool.
I'm not proficient in alchemy's tools, and I did already add my +2 for my wisdom.
10.
I'm
All right.
badly.
You are able to get one of the potions done. You unfortunately took a bit longer than you would have liked, spending the time training Cathbert how to do it.
Okay.
He informs you all the instructions for the invisible ink is on the parchment he gave you, but it's something that you basically need to babysit it for 4 hours, as the method of the ingredients requires constant attention.
Okay. I will happily thank him for his time, and I will double check his notes to make sure that he's recorded the processes of this potion properly. And then I'll go to bed.
Yeah.
I take it we're doing watches. I presume that Kovac had first watch because awake.
Mm-hmm. I was definitely actually paying attention.
All right. The night passes by quite uninterrupted. You do occasionally hear those that are on watch. You hear and see some carts going by on the road, continuing their travel throughout the night. But they are few and far between. But the road is busy enough that there is still traffic. You wake up bright and early the next morning on the side of the road, ready to move on.
What was our friend's name? The guy? Oh, Cathbad. Sorry. I remember. I'm not stupid. It's fine.
Debatable.
Mm-hmm. And I've got a bonus healing potion for you all. Great. Giddy up. Let's keep going.
Yeah, you get yourself back on the road again.
Everyone is donned with a flower crown, including all the horses and Cathbad. And she makes sure everyone has, she puts the flower crown on everyone's head. If you remove it, that's you, but she makes sure it's on your head.
Yes, seeing as you're heading north, I'll accompany you at least for a little bit before you make your way off. I'm heading straight up north. It'd be a cheerio after that, but for the next few days I'll be with you. If that's all right, of course.
We would appreciate the company as long as you are able to keep up. Thalai has us on a very strict schedule.
I'll do what I can. Feel free to use the facility if you need it.
I probably will. Thank you.
And you hear a voice inside your head. It is time to mix the ingredients. Follow my instructions.
Oh no, why?
God damn it, Kovac!
Whatever you say, magical voice. I'd actually like to do that now. Thalai, could you please walk my horse along? I'll use the travel time for some brewing.
Alright. Are we still on the effect of charm person to
No, that was
Kovac, or
1
is that
hour.
long
No,
time?
that was only for 1 hour.
Okay, just double checking.
That would have passed by long ago.
Mhm.
Alright, I just couldn't remember if it was an hour.
Storm would have heated up the leftover stew for breakfast for everyone.
I will hop in the back. I will write down the instructions I'm given for the combination of these items, and I will get to work.
Bring the wyvern poison to boil.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly, while stirring, add the earth elemental dust. Crush the geode along with the quipper scales. Add them slowly over an hour. Let the potion cool before adding the mucus.
That sounds disturbing and disgusting.
It's all part of the course.
Leave it capped for 6 hours. That is important. The fumes will kill you otherwise.
Secretly summons demon.
Don't tempt me.
He knows how to summon a Krampus.
I just need 8 expendable spellcasters. In a big open space.
Should have copied down the runes. Alright, are you attempting to make that potion now?
Yes.
Alright, I'll get you to make an alchemy check.
Okay.
You need proficiency in those tools, my friend.
I just 3. 4 clearly better. 12.
12. Alright, it takes some time, but you believe, with the guidance of the voice constantly pushing you, that you have at least made it correctly.
Okay.
On the journey, Storm is constantly peppering Mr. Katz about the other cats he's met on his journey. So you said there was others that you met, yeah?
Oh, I've seen a few across the road, yes, but unfortunately never got a chance to really chat with those ones.
Oh. Where did you see them? Were they, also in this direction? Or were they in different directions? Or were they heading, around?
They all seem to be part of different merchant groups, actually. It seems that your people like to travel.
I guess when we don't have home, it makes sense.
And then when they find a nice chair, they like to curl up and sleep for a while.
Mm-hmm.
A good chair is a good place to curl up and sleep.
My apologies. It was
No apologies needed.
it was cat talk. I couldn't help myself.
Where was the last one I saw? It was quite far to the west, actually.
To the west?
Yes. I think it was in the Demo Empire, I think. Yes, it was in the Demo Empire, really far west. Your lot gets around quite well, almost as much as I do.
We're pretty fast, especially if maybe he come from monastery also. He's probably got skills similar to mine. Was big bushy or slim like me?
No, slim like you.
Oh, so it's not big but little one.
The others have all been like you.
They have not had big mane?
Oh, I've seen one like that before as well, but I assumed they were different.
No.
Oh, yes. Different structure to them all and everything, one's big, you're a bit more
Oh,
small.
no, we all come from same place. Or at least where I come from, we are all same.
Curious. Okay.
Yeah.
That one was a bit less friendly. Tried to have a little chat with him by the campfire, and he just grunted at me, or hissed or something. Yes, hissed. Strange one.
That is, most unfortunate. You know what? I have to admit that not everyone is as friendly as I am back in the island. Especially to stranger.
So what more could you tell me of the island? And Kovac, if you want to make your other healing potion, you can make another alchemy check.
Yeah,
It was beautiful.
it's so much better.
Beautiful. Tell me about it.
Yeah. Oh, there were crystal clear waters all around, and the beaches were all white sand, and there were turtles, little turtles, and lots of birds, lots of fish, lots of big trees in the forests, and a big mountain in the middle. The monastery was up halfway the mountain, and it is an island surrounded by big storm. No one leave because no one come back if they leave. And very few things survive big storm. But we are in eye of storm. We are protected by the storm god.
Fascinating. Would you say there's any herbal remedies or such?
Oh,
Herbs in
yeah.
general?
Yeah, there are many herbs, but only on island. I've not seen any here. Hang on, let me. And she
Intriguing.
pulls out her crude map of her home and pulls and shows it out to him. Look, this is what the island is like.
Intriguing. You say no one can get back there.
Not as far as I can see. When I left the island, she rolls back up her map, puts it away. I remember being in the sea for almost 3 days before I hit land. Or maybe it was longer. It might have been longer. It just felt like 3 days, but I'm not really sure, to be perfectly honest, because when you're in big wide ocean, you lose track of time.
I've never heard of an island like this. It's most peculiar. I've travelled quite a lot. Strange.
I don't know what else to tell you. It's just an island with a storm around it. Other than being like a paradise is not much to say, I guess. Except there are no people like you, or Kovac, or Thalai, or Storm. I mean Sam. I'm Storm. There are only people like me, and the ones with the big men. I don't know what you call them. We are just people back home.
If I could find that place, I'd be tapping into an untouched. What are potions I could make?
Good luck. There are very rarely any survivors of the storm. I personally...
I'm theorizing to myself. I don't have many more years in me, I don't believe. I probably won't find the place myself, but it's an intriguing tale nonetheless.
Just wondering, Ash, did we realize that this island is moving around?
No, you don't know anything about that.
Okay. All right. Okay. So she read in the book that it was moving around, but I didn't get a chance to fully go through it with my comprehend languages. So we don't know that, but she does. Okay. Cool.
That is... Oh yeah, that's right. I read that in the book, didn't I? About yeah. I've forgotten about the book. I didn't obviously take notes on that. My bad.
I didn't either. I just remembered with my brain.
Brain stuff. This Cuthbert turns to Thala and he goes, "So, what about you, big guy? What's your story? I bet you've got a fair few. You look like you've been in a bit of a rough and tumble."
The lie is from far off village, yeah? You are great warrior of village, yeah?
Our village helps serve some Xel'nari once every generation.
Oh, that must be a great honor if you are the one that's been selected.
Not selected. We fought for it.
Oh, so you really are the strongest of the clan then?
Not just strength. There was a contest of many different things. I won in the end.
Not to be modest, Dalai. Dalai also won the trials. When we did our graduations.
Ah, quite a talented lad then.
No. Just determined.
Well, determination will get you far in this world, I can tell you that. What's the matter, boy? Something seems to be troubling you.
Just not one for conversation.
Oh, that's a damn shame. I am all for conversation.
I've noticed.
Well, when you're on the road 90% of your life, you know, what little chance you have to interact with others, you want to maximize on that.
Understandable.
Surely you've got some great tale of slaying some great beast.
Oh, Dalai, tell him about the dragon.
You're so quiet that even we can hear.
I can hear that, Alice.
Tell
You
him
can
about
stage whisper.
the dragon.
But we didn't kill it. It doesn't count. It got away and will do more damage in the future.
Oh, you fought a dragon, though.
We all fought the dragon.
Well, here we go. There's a fantastic story. Tell me everything.
Oh, it was a small one. It's only a young dragon.
Oh, don't be modest. Go on, tell the story.
Well, it was only a young one. It was a young black dragon and some coats.
Ah, black ones. They're the vicious ones, those ones.
No, it was the nasty one. Elegant bastard. Tried to explain to it what it was doing was not viable for itself in the long term. Took it as a threat and attacked us. I don't remember too much because I went down in the fight, but soon after I came to, it was driven off by all of us.
You were very brave, though.
I'm half listening to this, but I'll like poke my head out the a window and say, "Yes, I didn't even enter the same room as the dragon. I just cast spells from the doorway out of fear of incurring its wrath. You ran up and smacked it multiple times."
Well, somebody had to. It couldn't have just been Barda's job.
In fact, if I remember correctly, you got into a headlock at one point.
I did try to grapple it, but it broke free.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually managed to grapple. Did try.
Intriguing. That's quite a phenomenal story. You, Xel'nari, you have such interesting tales. I always love talking with you a lot when you come by. Though I don't see much of you on the road anymore.
Really? Do the Xel'nari not travel that much no more?
But I'm sure you could tell me.
I don't know. We are only recent graduates, technically. So... This is our first adventure out on our own.
So, it's not so much that they don't travel as much as from what I can tell. It's just I don't go as far out, so I don't see them as very far out more anymore. They're kind of closer into their enclave a bit more.
We are focusing our forces on the jobs that matter.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not questioning your work. I think what you do is fantastic. Just a mere comment.
I'm not going to tell this guy that we are diminished. He's a mad gossip.
He is indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe you can tell people how awesome we are.
But that is why I want to hear your stories. I am a storyteller.
Well,
I tell them around.
we recently stopped the summoning of a giant ugly demon from wreaking havoc in Antioch. Does that
Well,
count?
technically, we didn't stop the summoning. We just stopped it from doing anything after it was summoned.
Okay, it was...
So you've killed a demon as well. Fantastic. I want to hear all about it. Come on, tell me.
Well, let me just tell you, the room was shaking. It was absolutely shaking. And then he was huge, and it was very scary, you know. We were all beaten and battered, and then Thelai became big and hulking and just all of the macho bigness. And then Kovac made him even bigger, and they were matched, height for height, titan to big.
And then it knocked me unconscious.
That's to say, at that, Catherine turns to you and goes, "Yeah, see, swelling. See, told you you made it."
And they were fighting head to head and toe to toe, and there was lot of big blows, and then we thought it was not going to be good because the light get knocked out, and we're like, oh no, and then Sam and Kovac and myself, we get in there and we go, no, you can't hurt that friend, and we beat him, and then poof, he shrank and disappeared into little Catman. He was no more.
Intrigued.
Yeah.
Do you have more detail?
Like what?
And at this, he kind of is looking back at Kovac, knowing that you are probably more attentive to detail.
Yep.
I am like mid-brew. I'm still working on stuff like that. I'm like, ask me again when we stop for the night. I'm quite preoccupied here.
Oh, of course. I love a good tale, and well, Xel'nari always have some fantastic ones.
I will be able to show you my notes on that particular venture, as it was not official Xel'nari business.
I do have a question, by the way. Have you maybe come across some traveling bards?
I come across bards all the time. I fancy myself a bit of a musician myself, though most don't see the same way. But
Don't worry, I feel the same. I play bagpipes, and no one ever wants to listen to me play.
Why not? You good?
I like to think so.
You'll play us a tune then.
Hey, okay. And she pulls out the bagpipes and starts warming them up.
Performance check.
I find two like small poultices off the shelves back here and just insert them in each ear.
Oh, it turns out that one was for treating pustules, and that one was for treating warts. Now my skin's gonna swell up because I have none of those things in my ear. Oh no.
Performance. That is an 8.
It's not your best performance, but it's not terrible.
It's interrupted by the clopping of horses, you know?
Yeah, it makes it a bit harder to play. You're not used to playing on the move. Customs like reroll.
Well, no.
It could
I think-
definitely be used for better things.
We'll save it for a more life and death situation, maybe.
You travel on for a bit more, playing some tunes, and he tells you a few more stories about being on the road before you start looking for a campsite again.
She is gonna ask him about an elven bard and see what he has to say, and
He has not seen anyone by that mention.
yep, okay.
Well, I assume that Kovac would also bring up the imagery,
Yes,
and yeah,
I
he has not
concur
seen
with
the
that.
reference.
Unfortunate.
So, my friends, make camp here by the side of the road.
Oh,
I'll get
you know what?
get the
Hang
fire
on.
started.
It's technically a 10 because I forgot to add proficiency. Because
That's
I'm proficient in the bagpipes.
Let's start setting up the fire. I take it you're the hunter of the group.
Oh, me?
Yes, yes.
Oh, I do like to go and go for a little bit of a rabbit chase from time to time.
Storm, you start the
Yeah?
food. I want to see if I can this time.
You want to find some? Okay, I will start
Yeah.
making the brew, the broth. I mean,
And I would like to go hunting, Ash.
Mhm.
With my survival skill.
yeah, my survival skills above average, but not brilliant.
Well, it doesn't matter if I'm proficient or not when I roll fucking dice. So I rolled an 8 total, Ash.
You spent some time out in the fields looking about. You do occasionally spot the rabbit running back and forth every now and then, but you are not able to lure one into a trap. Unfortunately, after about half an hour's work, you are empty-handed.
I'd like to try again. Like
There is a not a forest of sorts, but a small wooded area a little bit up the road that you could look at that would potentially have a more readily available game.
I'd like to try in there then. Okay, a bit better. I rolled a 9 on the dice for a 13.
So, hey, yeah. You actually managed to find yourself a wild boar.
Nice.
In the meantime, Storm's gone to try, forages around to see if she can find some like vegetables or something, mushrooms, herbs, vegetables, anything that.
Cathbad has you covered in that regard.
Oh, okay, cool, no problems then. She just makes a nice broth in preparation for meatsies.
Yeah, I guess I'll bring that one down and take it back.
Yeah, there's enough rations on the wild boar to last you several days
Oh my.
if you keep the meat.
Yeah, I'll bring the entire thing back.
I presume we're not going to keep the skin for leather, so she'll put the skins in the stew to add flavor, the fat and the skins, and whatever meats, and whatever parts of the meat you don't want to keep for jerky.
Yep.
Sounds like pocket bacon.
Pocket bacon! We are not on short supply of pocket bacon, and yes, there will be lots of pocket bacon.
I would like to take the tusks for myself to maybe do some scrimshawing.
Okay, yep, definitely. It's easily enough for you to separate.
Yeah.
Right. As you sit down to eat this night, Cathbad turns to you and goes, I've heard tales of other Xel'nari. Have you heard of Xavier? He's meant to be quite a legend amongst your people.
Can I roll a history check?
Fly, you definitely recognize
Yeah, no,
that.
I thought I did. I just double checked. Yeah, no, he helped our people out a small while back. Get some dwarves.
Would Storm have heard of him since she's only been here a short amount of time?
You would have heard of him in passing.
Just a whispered name.
Not necessarily with the name, more of probably someone excitedly saying, "Oh, you hear Xavier's back? He's come back from his latest quest or something." Yeah, like a few different hearsays. He does seem to be some kind of big shot. Whenever he does return to the Xel'nari castle, there's normally a bit of fanfare about it. And he generally brings back some kind of large trophy from his latest conquest.
So, unfortunately, someone that Storm probably didn't show much interest in.
Yeah, no, he helped my tribe, my clan, a small while back.
Storm, you would also know that Barda, while she held appreciation and respect for his position, she thought of him as a bit of a
Show pony.
show off, a bit of a yeah. No, 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 phony. He's
no,
definitely
show
capable.
pony.
Oh yes, show pony. So
Yeah,
yes. Yeah. He definitely loves the attention.
Yeah, so that would have absolutely cemented her opinion of him. She values Barda's opinion over anyone's, basically.
Yes, I once heard that he took down 3 giants in just his bare hands, tearing them one of their arms off. Phenomenal man. I could tell you a number of different stories about him I've heard along the roads.
Wouldn't know anything about that. He just deals with some those that decided that they owned the entire mountain range.
So, you're hoping to be like him one day?
Just do what needs to be done. Our people have sent someone to the Xel'nari. Well, quite some time now. It's just my turn. And then it'll be someone else's turn in the next generation, and so on and so forth.
You don't have any ambitions of your own, lad?
It doesn't matter. We usually don't hear about any exploits we make from the Xel'nari.
But you yourself, you don't have any ambitions. There's not a lass waiting for you back at home, or...
Nope. It's generally expected that once we get sent here, we don't come back. No one has so far.
Oh, that's a bit bleak.
If they're doing their job, then that's what matters, right?
Stormwalk
And
goes up to him, puts her hand on his shoulder, and goes, "I understand."
So
She
you've got to have
genuinely
something to
does.
fight for.
Just to make sure I do my clan proud.
Well, there you go, that's something.
Yeah.
At this, Cuthbert turns to Sam and starts having a chat with Sam about their exploits and their goals in life.
Storm, I'm not that hungry. Just save some for me and I'll have it if that's okay.
Are you
And-
sure?
I'm sure, and he'll go off into the tent a bit earlier than he normally does.
Once she makes the food and the food's done, she leaves the bowl of food out the front for you. She doesn't say anything, but you probably hear her. She's not exactly quiet.
Alright.
Hmm.
The next few days follow along pretty much the same path, sharing a few stories back and forth. You can spend some time with him, Kovac, if you wish, trying to better understand alchemy.
Yes, please. I need to understand these tools better because I got really lucky the first few times.
Yeah, one day that's not gonna happen.
I mean, Sam is proficient in alchemist tools. I am not, so he helped a lot. Those first few potions that were being brewed.
He gets you started on the track, but you'll probably need to spend a bit more time with a professional, someone who is proficient, not necessarily just proficient, but quite skilled with alchemy before you can learn proficiency yourself. But you at least have some better understanding of it.
Do I know of there being a staff member back at Xel'nari who I could have spoken to?
There is not a specific person, but there are several people who are quite proficient at potion making, yes.
Perhaps Halas, as he did all that stuff back in the day.
Yes, he would probably be the most proficient potion master at the moment.
There's one more thing I'd like to do before we, like the night before we are going to arrive at this first village.
Mhm.
I would like to pull out the spell scroll of Longstrider and inscribe it into my book.
Okay.
I need to roll an Arcana check to not mess it up.
Indeed.
It's fine. It's absolutely fine. I flip and crush it. It's 26.
Easy done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I add Longstrider to my book, and I'll prepare it for the following day.
Alright. You spend the night at the junction, where you would turn off the road to your first town. And at this, Cathbad bids you all adieu. It was a pleasure traveling with you all. I'll be heading more north. I understand you're heading off to the town now. I won't pry, but I hope you can assist those poor folk and somehow return them back to their normal state.
Yes, I hope so too.
That would be ideal. Do you have anything that might assist us? Maybe something to safeguard us from curses?
From curses? Potentially. Yes, I might have something. Give me a moment. And he goes into the back for a bit. And after a decent while he spends going back and forth for his collection, he does come out with 4 vials.
Oh.
They are almost translucent and yellow. Yes, this should do the trick. It might help for a little bit, although I don't know how long for, but it might help.
What is
Possibly.
it?
Maybe it'll protect you from curses.
Oh. Kovac, you should hold on to these.
Certainly.
How many were there?
4.
I'll take one for myself. Just because I'm usually out in the front every time.
Okay, so I've taken 4 of them.
I'll take one of the 4 though.
Am I allowed to? Ash?
You can hand it over.
Okay, good. Just wondering. I will relinquish one of those 4 questions.
I will take one of them because there's no point you having all of them.
Correct. Manage equipment. I'm going to say potion of curse resistance.
At that, he waves you goodbye before jumping back up onto his cart and starting to trundle on his way. He goes, I hope I run into you folks on the road again. I wish to hear more stories, though. Be a bit more forthcoming next time, eh?
What?
But
And
Oh!
at that, he turns to Fly and he's like, and you, find yourself a goal. There's something to work towards. Gotta have something in life to work for.
It was a pleasure to meet you. Hopefully our paths cross again.
Thank you for all of the alchemical help.
And so passes a gnome without being gnomicited.
oh my god, yeah, that's right. It's the first gnome we've met and hasn't automatically died or been
I'm so
like
proud of us.
old or anything. Well,
You're
I'm
evolving, guys.
so proud. Not us.
Proud of Kit.
I'm proud of Kit.
Not
Good
trying
on
to
you,
murder
Kit.
gnomes.
Yeah, good on you, Kit, for not murdering the gnome. Ah! Too late now, Custom. He's gone.
He rides away.
Small meteor hits.
No, Kovac forgot to turn off the Bunsen burner. And the back of the entire car just exploded.
Oh, I liked
Oh.
him. He was so cool.
And Kit's like, I just wanted you to do it for free. Damn it, Custom. Alright, a gnome has to die in the near future.
Still in bow range.
None of us have bows.
Speak for yourself.
You have a crossbow. It's not a bow.
My longest range spells like, hang on, 150 feet?
Or we could just refund it.
We'll see. If there's no nomicide by the end of the session, I'll refund.
We had to say something.
We go to Dowry.
You
Yeah.
start making your way down the road.
Custom it was for comic effect anyway. I mean, true, because we all thought it was going to be Kit.
You make your way down the road. There's only a half day's travel before you make your way into town, and similar to the last town that you went to, under the effects of one of these musical instruments, the land around it seems to be decaying and dying. The trees have that same withered and grey look to them. When you make it into town, you see that there is a small group of tents out the front of town, and they bear the medical symbol of the Church of Pelor. It seems that some of the clergy has come trying to aid the people, and they immediately start waving you down as you make your way into town, or to the outskirts of town. There's, whoa, 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 whoa! This is a prohibited area. You do not wish to enter at the moment.
Why not?
The place is under some kind of curse or spell. We're not sure exactly.
So
We
yeah.
are attempting to rescue these people, but we have not been successful. We cannot risk outsiders coming in.
Oh, that's fine. That's why we're here.
You're here? You do not look like clerics.
Nope.
We have encountered this particular magical affliction once before in another town, and were able to successfully dispose of it.
Yar, can I ask you something? Are there any strange musical instruments lying around?
What? Possibly, I don't know. We haven't looked for that.
You
Been looking for the
probably
people.
Oh, the people are missing? You should probably look for the instrument first, because,
What?
well, from our experience, that's where the curse came from.
Interesting. We have not found anything like that. We can only spend short periods of time in the town, otherwise people do succumb to it as well. We've already lost 4 men to it.
That is unfortunate.
What makes you think you'll have better?
Kovac, should I tell them?
No.
Oh, we are Xel'nari. We are here to help.
Roll persuasion. As you do not have proof still.
Oh, for fuck's sake. After a week, they didn't send someone to, like, deliver, our paperwork to us?
Where to? They don't know where you are.
Well, that
we
is
did-
potatoes.
Well, not necessarily, because we told them that we're going to the village, and in the village we told them we're heading to the main trading town.
No, you didn't. You said you were going after the bard.
That's
You
true,
didn't
yeah,
know
we
where
know.
it was.
Yeah. So they probably would have lost track of us at that village if they were actually sending someone after us.
Or if they made it to Antioch, well, it's a bloody big city.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Maybe they're still there looking for us.
One moment, please. I'm going to dismount from my horse. I'm going to stand behind it. And I'm going to forge something.
I was going to say, don't you still have the original free from...
Oh, I do. Yes, the fortune paperwork that says we're actually Xel'nari and allowed to do official things. Yes, please, thank you.
I rolled a 7.
Do you remember what the check was on that deception?
I believe it was a 20. Was the result of the forgery kit.
He looks it over and... It is good that you sent someone finally. We did not think you would be able to send aid.
We were already close
in the area?
Fantastic. We will tend to these people if you are able to cease this curse or spell or whatever it be.
Indeed. Allow me to prepare prior to our entry. Just a moment. I will be casting a spell of magical detection. So I will ritual cast detect magic before we enter town.
Mhm.
And then once I'm all set, we'll go on in.
Alright.
I guess leave the horses here because we don't need horses panicking and running God knows how long. God's not down the road.
And this time, don't run away and leave me in the front lines.
It was the curse. It was a magical effect. I didn't want to.
Just so you're aware, by the way,
Thank you
Kovac.
for reminding me of my shortcomings, Kovac.
Sorry. Just so you know, Rory, Kovac would recognize this, and you would have noticed this like forever ago, but I totally forgot to mention it. Storm's pocket watch gives off a magical aura of divination.
Not the pocket watch, the compass.
The compass, sorry. I keep calling it a pocket watch because it looks like a pocket watch, but it's actually a compass.
Kovac would only notice that if they spend an action to actually try and ascertain the
She's used it
type
enough
of magic.
times around Storm that I feel like after this amount of time, there's no way she wouldn't have at some point. She would have sensed a magical essence coming from Storm, and she's had that compass on her the whole time.
Yep.
Has it been like out and visible and jangling around? It was like
She gave it to you at one point to hold, remember?
and
for the
I
fights.
hadn't at that point cast detect magic.
Mm.
It was just a compass that you
Yeah.
valued highly.
So at the moment, you would probably just notice that she has that same magical aura about her that you've always seen.
Yeah.
No reason to suspect it.
All right. And in we go.
Alright.
Oh.
Storm and Thalai, can I get you to make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
I was gonna
Sure.
say, do we take the potions first before we enter?
You did not say so.
I didn't say that we'd entered yet, though. We were still with the monks.
But Kovac did.
I entered, yes.
Well, Kovac entered, but Storm's looking like on.
I forgot about the potion.
Fair enough.
But wisdom saving throw was that?
Mhm.
That's an 18, Ash.
Alright, you are fine for the moment.
14.
Alright, take a point of exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Alright. You start making your way into town, and similar to the last town, it has this eerie silence to it. Other than the clerics moving around outside, it is almost like it is completely still. Though you can see the wind blowing in the trees, you do not hear the rustling of it. Unlike the last town, however, you do not hear the magical notes of the instrument playing. So you have no idea where it is currently positioned.
How large is this town
I think
compared
this
to the
one's-
last one?
It's about twice the size. What was that, sorry, Storm?
I'm just reading what blind sight does.
As you move through town, you can see clear drag marks where the clerics have gone in and dragged people out of the town that have seemingly just fallen asleep in the middle of the street. A few doors are knocked open where they have managed to get people in. But other than that, it is eerily quiet.
If what's happened previously rings true for here, I'm going to go to the center of town and then spiral out. Because if they want this effect to be effective, having it be center mass in town would be best.
Yeah.
I'll like poke my head through windows, crack open doors, and look for magical auras in anywhere I can.
Can I get you all to make me a perception check?
Okay. 11.
For fuck's sake.
11.
14.
Right. You make your way through town, at least in the center, and as you said, spiraling your way out. I assume the other two are following suit?
Yeah, I'm wandering in a different direction to the others. Just all
Okay,
in
so
checking.
where are you going?
Probably from the center out.
Oh, okay, just going the opposite way.
Yeah.
And I'm staying with Kovac.
I guess Sam could be with Storm.
Yep. As you start making your way around, you look in different windows and doors. You do occasionally find people asleep in their beds that the clerics clearly haven't had a chance to get to just yet. Still no sound of the instrument being played. You've only just managed to get through the first few houses so far, just at the center of town.
Okay. I'll keep searching.
We'll keep going until we find it.
Roll me another perception check.
Okay. I can't find the dice. Where is it?
Hey, that's a dirty 20, Ash.
That's a 7.
Ooh, nat 20 for 28.
Oof.
My perception's pretty darn high. It's like my
Right.
only good stat.
Fly, you kick in a door of what seems to be a tavern.
Yep.
And find a half-orc laying at a table. Seems that he was in the middle of a meal at the time. He wears some studded leather armor. He looks a little bit out of place. He's definitely not a townsfolk. He seems to have been an adventurer moving through town. Storm, as you are moving through town, you move a little bit closer back to the center as you move around a building to go look at another one. And for the faintest moment, you hear what sounds like a flute playing, but it sounds like it's coming from the well.
Where's the well?
Why didn't we just check the well straight away?
Look, if she couldn't find anything, she was literally gonna go check the well and go climb down that shit. Yes.
It's only just for the faintest moment, and when you try to pay attention to it, you can't hear it anymore.
Oh, that's right. When you try to listen for it, you can't hear it. So
Diabolical.
she goes over to the well and sits down, attempts meditation, and focuses on not focusing.
Okay, make me another wisdom saving throw, the two of you.
Fuck.
Oh, is this me as well?
Not me.
That's a 16, so a dirty 20.
God damn it.
That is a 19.
Alright, this time you both save against it. And Storm, can I get you to make me... What would we count this as? Trying to not pay attention to something whilst paying attention.
It could just be,
Concentration?
I was going to say just a flat concentration
Yeah,
check.
yeah. Make
which
a
is
concentration check.
Constitution saving throw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dirty 20,
You
so that's
pass.
23.
As you concentrate on not concentrating on the music, you start to hear that flute sound playing louder and louder, echoing off the stones of the well. It is definitely deep within the well.
Once she realizes that, she like jumps up and goes, I found it! I found it! Come back, Eli, Sam, I found it!
Do we hear her? She's very loud.
You definitely hear her. She's very loud.
Right, head over immediately to Storm.
And you find her with like her head in the well and her feet almost like dangling. She's like
Looking down into the well,
about ready to fall in, basically.
you can see that the water is almost completely drained from it, so you can see down to the bottom. But what little water is left in the bottom of the well seems to be a bubbling purple viscous slime.
It doesn't look good down here.
Can
And
you
that's where we're
see?
in tonight.
Oh, God damn it! Ah.
Oh, custom.
Because this was
Push her in!
Wait. Do I have slow
no more
fall yet?
bagpipes. Not yet.
I do.
Oh, you do?
I have slow fall, so I will live. I will survive that.
I was
It depends what you land in, though.
Well, I didn't say I'd
Mm.
survive like what's in there. I'd survive the fall.
So,
That's just rude. How could you do that to us?
because I'm an asshole.
Well, you know what? You said it.
So that is where we will leave you tonight.
Gosh,
All the
darn it.
newcomers and our regulars. I hope you can join us next week to continue the story and find out what is truly at the bottom of the well.
We also have our Tuesday night game.
Stars Without Number, run by the lovely Rory over here. or
Hello.
up there, or somewhere wherever he is on
Mhm.
He's below.
Below you.
yeah,
below me.
yeah, he's below you. He's above me.
I am Space Master. Hear me roar. My party have successfully bested most of a fleet, and now they're going home to figure out what the hell's going to happen next.
Explosions happened. That's all you ever need to know about us.
I love it.
So yes, we have a Sunday night stream and we have a Tuesday night stream. I hope you can join us for that. If not, we will see you next week for the continuation of this campaign. You are all welcome, and thank you for joining us. Thank you for the raids as well, if you're still here.
No,
Bye, folks.
I only just checked Twitch. I'm amazed there's 31 people watching. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, we got rated by hang on, let me just double check.
We hit 72, which coincidentally is my favorite number.
72 viewers?
Yes.
Yeah, with the raid. Yeah, it was. They brought over like
the Grinning
32
Gamer.
people.
That's who it
Yeah,
was.
Grinning Gamer brought over 32 people.
Yeah.
And they had toe beans!
And they had toe beans. That was great.
And yeah,
So
thanks to
what-
everyone who stuck around. That was kind of awesome of you.
Yeah.
Let's see who is currently streaming.
Yes, who shall we raid?
Huge Gerpy.
And don't worry, there will be more Nomicide in the future. It will happen.
No, we should come back. I want to show it. You on stream.
None of my RPG streamers are currently streaming, which is kind of unusual, actually.
Everyone seems to be off for tonight.
Yeah,
Is there-
I do have someone streaming. They only have one viewer at the moment, so we could
Let's
definitely
send them some love.
definitely boost their numbers. They're playing Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Oh,
So-
yes! I love that game. So
It's
cute.
such a good game,
Keep
so I
playing.
was just like, yeah, that's a really good one
Well,
to
we did.
raid. And they're good lads, so we will give them lots of love. Keep that raid train going.
Mm-hmm. With my kitty friend here too.
So everyone give them love from us at the Stormy Dragon Tavern, and hopefully we'll catch you next time. Oh
Bye-bye.
god. Gnomes and Doomsday devices. Don't get us
The
started.
gnomes need to make a. There will be a revolutionary force that comes back to hunt you, made up of the survivors.
I am
We rescued 10
genuinely
pounds of
terrified.
gnomes.
We deserve holy retribution.
To be fair, there aren't that many survivors, so you don't have to worry about it that much.
Well, it depends. Unless they build the clockwork golems and arm them with like lightning cannons and that to come after us, then we might be in some trouble.
Don't give me ideas.
Look,
But Ash, I love giving you ideas.
I don't need ideas. I've already got ideas.
Ash's ideas
Yeah.
are terrifying as they are.
Mr. Cursed magic item.
Hey, it looks like it's saving your ass right now.
Mm.
Yeah, but to what end? What's
You
it gonna make
touched
me
it.
do?
You
What's it
touched
gonna
it.
make me do?
Well, it helped you make something that sounds like it's deathly and deadly and all this shit.
It's gonna mess you guys up for
Oh,
sure.
Good lord. Hey, I like it, Romney. Alright, guys, we're gonna love you and leave you. Thank you for hanging out.
Alright,
and
alright.
hopefully we'll see you Tuesday night. If not, hopefully next Sunday. And yeah, have a good one. Toodaloo, folks.
Bye.